Aloha! Good evening, fans. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to respectfully acknowledge that the land on which we are gathered tonight is Treaty 6 territory, home to the Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3. These lands are traditional meeting grounds, gathering places, and travel routes for many nations, including the Cree, Dene, Blackfoot, Métis, Saulteaux, and Nakota Sioux. We are grateful for the traditional knowledge keepers and elders who are still with us today and those who have come before us. We gratefully acknowledge and thank all the many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit whose footsteps have marked these lands for centuries. Aloha. Welcome to Hawaiian Night in Sylvan Lake. In collaboration with the Western Canadian Baseball League, the Sylvan Lake Gulls are proud to welcome you to Gulls Field at Pagattle Park in Sylvan Lake, Alberta, Canada. Your Sylvan Lake Gulls are excited to show off their brand new duds tonight. Have a look down the third baseline at the brand new Hawaiian jerseys that will be on the field shortly. And welcome to our special friends from Moose Jaw. The Miller Express here for the back-to-back, the second in 2 nights. And we welcome all our friends, family, and fans from Moose Jaw. There's a few special guests to introduce you to tonight. Some are wearing grass skirts like Sully at the pitching mound. And our amazing promo crew, there's one right now with the Gulls flag along with Morgan, and here to tell us more is Jared Waldo. Jared, down to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Joe. Yes, we're here on the mound with our Crucial Diesel Little Leaguer of the game. Everybody say hi to Cooper Hodgson. Cooper Hodgson, our Crucial Diesel Little Leaguer of the game.
You guys look fantastic tonight. We'd also like to make welcome and recognize our official flag party at the game with the Canadian and the Alberta flag on the field. Correctional Peace Officer Derek Childs and Community Corrections Manager Joanna Wiegers. All right, fans, it's time for our Mobile One Lube Express anthems tonight, and for that we go down to field level on the mound with our special guest anthemist Pam Sherman for the singing of both the Star Spangled Banner and O Canada.
Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Well, aloha baseball fans, and welcome to Sylvan Lake, Alberta Gulls Field and Gulls Baseball right here on Home Team Live. I'm Carol Clark, and this is my partner, Jim Claggett. Look how well he dressed for the occasion, as it is Hawaiian night here at Pagato Park in Sylvan Lake, and the Sylvan Lake Gulls finishing up their mini two-game series against the Moose Jaw Mavericks, where we saw a complete and very, very fun to watch baseball game last night.
It was one of those games where you had a little bit of everything. You had home runs, you had triples, you had doubles, you had singles, you had bunts for singles, you had bunts to sacrifice, you had bunts to score a run on a squeeze, and you had some great plays in the outfield by both teams who could track the ball down in the outfield. So, you know what? I can't wait to see what they do for an encore.
Yeah, no, absolutely. 9-5, the Sylvan Lake Gulls ended up coming out of that one with the W, and it wasn't easy by any means. They put the all-star pitchers to start both games, or the game for both teams, I should say. Stephen Hospital, he had a test to start the game. One of the biggest tests I think he's ever had.
You know what? It was, and I talked to a few of the guys, and they said, you know what? Hospital was pitching the way Hospital pitches. These guys can hit the ball. And we saw that in the very first inning with a single, a triple, and another single. So, you know, we're not in for an easy night. If you're Ryan Cross tonight,
yep,
it's not going to be simple, but I'm sure he's up for the task.
Well, and not only do they have the bats going, but the speed for Moose Jaw has been one that we've noticed. Michael Polson could probably testify to that, being the guy that had to throw from shortstop. A lot of balls going his way, and he'll be playing again here tonight at shortstop. So he's a player to keep your eye out on, because it'll be interesting to see how the arm's feeling today after yesterday. I think he threw almost as many pitches as the pitchers did.
Yeah, you have to ice it down like he threw 7 innings or something. Yeah, I think he had at least 8 assists or 9 assists on putouts. And then he missed a couple as well. He didn't actually get the throw, but it would have been a throw if he had the time. So it'll be fun to watch, to see what happens out there.
And it doesn't get any easier for the schedule as far as the Sylvan Lake Gulls are concerned. They take on Okotoks obviously here on Sunday afternoon, I should say. A team that they've been struggling a little bit with lately. Now, do you take a good game from last night, and even if you can get a good game here tonight against the Moose Jaw, Maverick or Miller Express, is that going to be a big key for them, getting some confidence, maybe going against Okotoks on Sunday?
You know, I'd like to say yes, but this is just my own opinion.
Yeah.
But Okotoks is a different layer.
Yeah.
And so it's a different approach, I think. I mean, there's Moose Jaw, obviously a very good baseball team, but they don't have that cachet, that charisma that Okotoks has. Okotoks they're the big dog, no pun intended. And those are the guys that you have to bring it up to another level against them, for sure, in order to win. And we saw that when they beat them 6-3 last time here.
Yeah, and Ryan Cross getting the start too for the Sylvan Lake Gulls on the mound, as we said. This will be his 6th start of the season, and I guess what can we say about his game? What can we expect from Ryan Cross here tonight?
Well, early in the season, Ryan had a couple of slow starts. Yeah. But the last time he pitched here at home, he said, I got my focus right now. He says, I'm going at it. He said, remember his parents were here and he couldn't look at his dad. He didn't want to see him or anything. The next game that he started, dad and family was not here. Totally different Ryan Cross. So we'll see what happens tonight.
All right, we'll hand it over to Joe Whitbread, the public address announcer, with your starting lineups.
Mike Polson in left field, batting second from Dixie State University in Utah. Number 13, Chase Rodriguez. The designated hitter batting third from Shorter University in Georgia. Number 11, Tyler McWillie. The right fielder batting fourth from the University of Utah. Number 5, Jackson Clement. From Crowder College in Missouri, batting fifth, number 33, Caden Zeroni. At third base, batting sixth from the University of Central Missouri, number 14, Jack Shark. The first baseman batting seventh from Parkland Community College in Illinois, number 28, Jaden Lamont. The starting catcher for your Gulls in the 8th spot from the University of San Francisco, number 31, Zach Griffin. And rounding out the batting order, the second baseman from Dixie State University in Utah, number 2, Ethan He. the starting pitcher on the hill and warming up for your Sylvan Lake Gulls from Spokane Falls Community College in Spokane, Washington. Number 27, Ryan Cross. The umpire crew tonight calling balls and strikes behind home plate is Matt Beaudry. At first base, Rick Burns. And at third base, Jeff Shipley. Your Sylvan Lake Gulls and the Moose Jaw Miller Express, who will introduce you to in the bottom half of the first inning. But first, the first pitch of the ball game. Here's the shortstop.
Well, here we go. The Moose Jaw Miller Express and the Sylvan Lake Gulls part deux, as they say. I'm not sure you say two in Hawaiian, but we are underway here as the shortstop, Zach Campbell, who led things off last night with a single, takes that first pitch from Ryan Cross for a strike, and we are underway here at Gulls Field at Pagattle Park. And Campbell sends this out of play with a foul ball.
Yeah, and if you're Ryan Cross right now, you got to remember what happened last night to start the game. He's got to be very aware of these first three batters, because these first three batters opened things up last night. Zach Campbell got the single last night to start the game. Then Cam Grant came in and just cleared the fence. And you know what? Talk about a start. That's one way. Why not just strike him out, not give him anything?
That's exactly what Ryan Cross is looking for, I'm betting. He's got that look of satisfaction right on his face. It's like, that's how I want to get the first guy.
Absolutely. Yep.
Get him looking. Get Josh Fawcett, who's wearing his Hawaiian gear out there, and get the first. Oh, and a Hawaiian K.
Oh, there you go.
Got the lay.
Yeah.
On top of the lay on the K.
Lay on the K.
Or the K under the lay.
And I love the jerseys too that the Sylvan Lake Gulls are wearing.
Goodness.
Isn't that cool?
That is so cool. This is going to be a good night, no matter what. You got the tiki torches burning around the aisles there, and you got all the people wearing their Hawaiian stuff, or so many people wearing their Hawaiian stuff. You know, the aloha shirts. Meanwhile, Ryan Cross is facing the left fielder Cam Grant, who had a triple, I believe, in last night's game. There's the tiki crosses or the tiki torches, and people wearing their aloha stuff, and a little check swing. Excuse me, and. The count now 2-1 on the Miller Express left fielder. I meant to ask one of the players where they got their name from, but I forgot all about it. And a swinging strike there as Ryan Cross crosses him up.
Yeah, Nate Mensick, I believe, got the triple last night, and it was Cam Grant, this guy right here, that got the home run, the two-run shot over the fence. And how about that? I mean, two straight batters he faces and two straight strikeouts just like that. And I bet you as a pitcher too, that helps. You know, that when you get that first strikeout, the first batter, that helps big time. You know, when you're with your confidence and how to start a baseball game.
Absolutely. You know, you look at this team, and the more they do things right, the more they do things well, the better they get. And it's just a confidence builder, like you just said. And it just, I don't know what it is about these guys. They feed off of each other. So little check swing there, and first base umpire Rick Burns says nope, he didn't swing. So yeah, that's in for a called strike. 1-1 the count now on the right fielder tonight, Nate Mensick. Last night he was in center field, and he made some outstanding plays, tracking balls down that he had no right getting to. And Ryan Cross is just what's the phrase? He's
slicing.
He's dicing.
Slicing and dicing.
There you go.
Yeah.
And it's early, I know, but you start with these first three guys, and we'll see what happens here on this pitch. Oh, they're going to, nope, he did not swing.
Oh,
Ryan Cross wanted that one.
Well, they all did. I mean, Zach Griffin even thought that was the end of the inning right there.
2-2 the count now on Nate Mensick. We're just underway here at Gulls Field at Pagattle Park on Hawaiian night. And Cross misses high with that one. Full count now on Mensick, who's playing, as I mentioned, right field tonight after playing center field last night. And if you're just tuning in and you're wondering about the uniforms, it is Hawaiian night. not really Hawaii type weather right now.
Oh, well, no, it's definitely not.
No.
Hawaii every now and then, like when I went, it was sunny, but it would sprinkle every now and then.
Oh, sure.
So,
It's
but
nice.
it was still hot.
Nice, gentle, warm rain. This is Mike Polson putting a glove on that hard hit ball by Nate Menzik. So a 3-up, 3-down inning for Ryan Cross. You couldn't ask for a better start for the young man, number 27, and he gets the congratulations, of course, from his catcher and his teammates. Mike Polson, of course, didn't have to throw that time. So
Yeah.
after top of the first inning, we'll head to the bottom of the first. The Gulls coming to bat. We are scoreless.
Let's make the starting lineup for the visitors tonight from Moose Jaw. The shortstop bats first, number 5, Zach Campbell. The left fielder batting second, number 6, Cam Grant. In right field, number 38, Nate Menzik. Starting catcher for the Miller Express, number 10, Brian Reyes. At third base, number 39, Austin Murphy. The designated hitter in the 6th spot, that's number 34, Joe Osborne. At first base, batting second, number 9, Hudson Barrett. At second base is number 2, Rich Majack. And the center fielder tonight, rounding out the batting order for this round, the 7, Michael Speck. The starting pitcher for the visitors is back on the hill, number 12, Andrew Kaiser. Out of Central Alberta and Hawaiian, tomorrow, welcome to the visitors, John Miller Express.
Bottom of the first inning here at Gulls Field at Bogato Park. Jim Claggett, Cale Clark here on Home Team Live. We are in the bottom of the first inning, scoreless, of course, and unlike last night where Moose Jaw jumped out to a 3-0 lead. But Mike Polson will lead things off. Last night, the first pitch he saw, he drilled it right back where it came from, right up the middle, and he takes a cut at the very first pitch as well. He doesn't he doesn't wait very long,
No,
does he? To
he
swing
sure
the bat.
doesn't. He wastes no time at all. He'll swing at it. And you know what? Like that grab that he already made at shortstop tonight, I bet he's thinking, oh gosh, here we go again.
These guys like to hit towards
Yeah.
me. I don't know why. They're picking on him. A little off-speed pitch there from Andrew Barger, who starts the game for the Miller Express. Chase Rodriguez is the batter on deck, and Tyler McWillie has moved up from the 4 spot to number 3 in the lineup. Jackson Clement will hit 4th tonight. The defense behind Barger, Cam Grant, Michael Speck, and Nate Menzik are the outfielders. Austin Gurney, Zach Campbell, Joe Osborne, and Hudson Barrett, the infielders. Brian Reyes is the catcher. And he misses high with that one. Evens the count at 2-2. Joe Osborne is the designated hitter, just so he doesn't feel left out that we didn't mention him,
Yep.
even though he's not on the field.
Can't forget those guys.
That's right.
They're quite important in the game.
They are. And that misses outside. Count full now on Mike Polson.
Michael Polson, too, went 2 for 5 last night. He scored the 1 RBI, he contributed to the 1 RBI. Scored 2 runs for himself.
And he sends that back up the middle, but the shortstop Campbell has it, and not in time. Not in time. They thought they had him, but no, not even. Well, I guess it was close, but not in time. So an infield hit for Mike Polson to start things off like he did last night in the bottom of the first inning. That will bring up young man Chase Rodriguez, who narrowed the gap from 3-0 to 3-2 with one swing of the bat as he sent it deep into right field and over the fence.
And I asked him before the game, Chase, what are we doing tonight, my friend? Because last night we talked before the game, and I said, well, he said his parents were in town, so I said, well, I guess you better hit a couple dingers for them. Well, guess what? He did just that last night in front of his parents, and so I asked him tonight, what are we going to do? He said he might bunt one.
He might bunt one. I can't see him bunting right now.
No.
Not with that bat, not with that power that he can put into a ball. And it was so nice to see Hector and Pamela Rodriguez down here last night. They flew in for the game. I'm thinking, wow, okay. So it was really good to see them, and hopefully they're watching tonight. Aloha, Hector and Pamela,
Absolutely.
down in Vegas.
And actually, I was talking to Chase, and he said that they wanted to. He was explaining to them on how Okotoks is such a fun building to play in. It's a stadium that lots of fans come out. They're very loyal to their baseball club down in Okotoks. So that's basically the main reason why Pamela and Hector came up, was to see him play in Okotoks.
That's right.
And then they came up to Gulls last night to watch one more home game before heading home. So
Perfect. Go see a WCBL game if in your area.
yeah, absolutely.
And Rodriguez draws himself a walk. And things are trending in the right direction, because now you get the big bat of Tyler McWillie, the designated hitter tonight, hitting in the 3 spot. Of course, we talked to his brother Craig last night.
Yeah.
That was fun. You get a little insight into the McWillie sibling dynamic. I didn't realize that, Craig was, what did he say, 6 years older?
Yeah, 5 to 6 years older, I think. Yeah.
So there you go.
And just totally 2 different lifestyles too. Craig's a big farmer, helping the family out on the family farm, while Tyler, chases his baseball dream.
That's right. I think he said he's a mechanic with John Deere.
He's
too.
a mechanic with the John Deere company. Yeah,
There you
right
go.
in town there.
And he's here tonight again. I saw him. I recognized him from his TV appearance.
Yeah, he's famous already.
He is.
I almost got his autograph.
Signing autographs all night long. Mike Polson doing a little dance over there at first base. That's not a hulu dance.
No.
No.
It's a little shake, shake, shake.
Yeah.
Shake, shake, shake.
That's, Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Yeah.
0-2 the count here on Tyler McWillie. Nobody out. Runners on first and second. Chase Rodriguez over at first. Mike Polson over at second. Just underway here. Bottom of the first inning. Scoreless. And that's grounded down to third. They're going to try and turn the double here. And they do. They get Rodriguez over at second. And Tyler McWillie down at first. So 2 down, just like that. Polson made his way over to third base. That'll bring up the number 4 hitter tonight, the right fielder Jackson Clement.
Jackson Clement, good to see him back in the lineup. He was in last night as well, and maybe a little bit on the weekend there. But before I left, I knew that he just was recovering from getting wisdom teeth out. So it's good to see him back. He said he still doesn't feel quite right. And that is one of those surgeries. It takes a while to feel normal after.
Yeah, it depends on the individual, but having teeth removed is never a fun thing, let me tell you.
And they're just so deep. They're deep holes in the back of your mouth too. You always feel them for at least a year. I know I did anyway.
Yeah.
Took about a year till I almost didn't notice them anymore.
1-1 the count on Jackson Clement. And that is high and inside from Barger. Count 2-1. Mike Polson, the base runner, over at third. And Caden Zeroni is the batter on deck, who was doing a little dance with Sully the Gully as they walked over the field. And Clement fouls that off up against the screen. Some big flying insect. Check this out here. I'm glad he didn't see like what he saw.
Saw that shirt and turned away.
I would too.
No, I like that shirt. It's a nice
Thank you.
It's a good shirt.
This old frock. A little something I threw together.
Yeah.
Full count now on Jackson Clement. 2 down, bottom of the first inning, scoreless between the Gulls and the Miller Express. And that misses low and inside for another walk. The second walk of the inning given up by Andrew Barger. Which might be something that the Gulls batters are going to kind of take advantage of. This, if he's having trouble finding the plate, wait him out. See what happens, right? And if you see the pitch you like, Give it a rip.
And if we're going to take any notes from last night, that you know, pitching did eventually kind of start to come along as the game went along.
Yep.
So you know, if it could be a complete game like it was last night, where you have your batting moments and you got to take advantage of those moments, because then the pitchers start to kind of get on a roll.
Well, I have a feeling, and that's Caden Zeroni looking at the first strike there. I have a feeling that these two teams, they're kind of like heavyweights in some way. They're the number 2, number 3 teams right behind Okotoks as far as the standings go. And Clement takes off for second. He's going to stop and try and he draws the throw. A smart heads-up play by Jackson Clement as he just stopped short of second base. That allowed Mike Polson to score the first run of the game from third base. So a good play there on behalf of the base runner for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Heads up, and that gets the first run in. And we can't call it an RBI, but it was worth an RBI right there.
That was, and we've seen that play before, Jim, where, you know, their base runner, a big heads-up play from first to second, and then purposely stops in between first and second to allow the third base runner to run home, and it works well both times so far.
Well, Caden Zeroni strikes out to end the inning, but the Gulls get on the board first with a one run here. They lead 1-0 as we head to the top of the second inning. Express coming to bat.
Top of the second inning for the Miller Express. Here's the catcher, number 10.
Top of the second inning as we continue here at Gulls Field on Hawaiian night. The Sylvan Lake Gulls now have a 1-0 lead over Moose Jaw, and this is Brian Reyes, the catcher for the Miller Express. And the first pitch is a strike. Ryan Cross picking up from where he left things off in the first.
Looks like he has found his groove. I know it's early, and this is a team that can handle the bat, but so far so good for Ryan Cross. And right on cue, another Hawaiian K goes up on the board there from our K-man, Josh Fawcett.
Yeah, this has got to be...
Oh, and Sylvie Lake has made an appearance too.
There you go.
There's Sylvie Lake.
Love it.
Sully's cousin.
We love to see it.
And she's all dressed up in Hawaiian gear, of course.
Of course, yeah.
There we go.
In the spirit, hey?
Love it.
Love it.
I feel like I want a pineapple or something right now. Ooh.
Mai Tai.
And that just missed pretty much everything on that pitch.
Uncharacteristic start for him on that one. That was, you know, like I was just going to say before he threw that pitch, this is probably one of the best starts I've seen Ryan Cross throw yet this season here at home.
Yeah, and it's still early, but he's around the strike zone right now on a consistent basis, and that bodes well for those close calls. We should run through the umpires. Matt Beaudry is behind home plate. Rick Burns down at first base, and Jeff Chipley over at third. And you were talking to Jeff Chipley. He's been a busy man.
Yeah, he's already had 3 games today up in Sherwood Park, I think he said, is where they're doing provincials right now. And so he's been a busy man today, but he said that one.
Well, and I'm not sure why Austin Gurney has given the stare down over to Ryan Cross, but, and this is just speculation, last night there was a play over at second base, and Austin Gurney was the base runner, and he slid really hard into second base. And so maybe he's just shaking his head going, oh, yeah, okay. But maybe that has something to do. I'm just speculating, though. I'm not saying that he threw that at him on purpose.
No, yeah. Yeah, that was that's where things got a little heated for sure last night. A couple words were exchanged between both teams.
You can draw your own conclusions.
Yeah.
You know.
Good memory though. I kind of forgot that who was the guy that
was the guy
that slid into second a little aggressively there, took out Jack Shark.
That's right. Again, you can draw your own conclusion from the information we just passed on to you. So we're not saying anything is definitive. Both of us will plead the fifth, even though we don't have a Fifth Amendment in Canada. We'll plead it anyway. Total ignorance. How about that? We're broadcasters. We don't know anything.
Yeah, true.
Zach Griffin finally tracks that ball down.
Never did do good math.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
That's why we're doing what we're doing, I guess. Eh?
Square root.
Yeah.
What's the square root of pi? No, pi's not square.
I'm surprised.
Pi's round.
I'm surprised we can call balls and strikes.
3-0 the count right now on the designated hitter tonight, Joe Osborne. Austin Gurney, the base runner, over at first. One down in the top of the second inning. Gulls with a 1-0 lead over Moose Jaw. That's grounded foul down the third baseline. And I will say in defense here that Ryan Cross is a fine, upstanding young man, and I'm pretty sure he would not intentionally throw at anybody.
If anything, what are the odds he remembers that that's the exact guy? Like I forgot clearly. So what are the odds he remembers him from last night? Tough to say.
Ooh, that didn't miss by much, but miss it did. And now the Express with runners on first and second. Here in the bottom or top of the second inning, this brings up the first baseman, Hudson Barrett. Hudson Barrett was 0 for 4 last night. He did get on with a base on balls, but he struck out a couple of times and grounded out to Mike Polson, but almost everybody did at one point last night.
They sure did, yep. Yeah, if I'm Michael Polson right now, be on your toes, which he always is. You don't have to remind him that, but
no.
Yeah, it was fun talking to him after the game, especially, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. I threw a lot over there at first," he said.
That was a weird night for him.
Yeah, he said, "I haven't had to throw that many in a long time."
And Cross finds the outside corner with that pitch. 1-1 the count on Hudson Barrett. Base runners over at first and second here in the top of the second inning. Gulls leading the Moose Jaw Miller Express 1-0. That's fouled out of play. Well out of play, in fact. Over on the kids zone. That's why they have the screen on top there.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Good thing.
Kids aren't watching. They're in there playing, so they're not watching anything for any baseball that might come their way. Cross delivers a ground ball over to first. Jaden Lamont will step on the bag and get Austin Barrett on the force out. And that's the second out, and this will bring up the second baseman. Look, I'm looking at my list. I'm going, why do I have Joe Osborne over at second base? I don't have Joe Osborne. I do have Joe Osborne over at second base, but that's not who the second baseman is. It's Luke LeChance. So I had to double take it. Who wrote this?
I was just waiting. It's like, do I have to cut in here? Do I have to chime in?
Oh, wait a minute. That went foul. And then
everybody's confused.
Bounced into fair territory. Now let's just see what's going on here.
Okay, so the umpire over at first base, he's saying that was on me. That's me. He must have. But that's weird because that was down the third baseline. So what did he?
Yeah, that's not a fair ball.
No.
It hit foul and then bounced back into fair territory.
Yeah.
I don't think you can count that as a fair ball. So it is a strike, however. And
a confusing strike.
Yeah. Well, everybody just kind of froze.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, what do we do now?
Do we run? Do we run?
I'm not sure. And Ryan Cross follows that up with a no doubt strike right there. 0-2 the count on Luc Lachance. And the French Canadian community that I grew up in Manitoba, I always want to say Lachance.
Lachance, yeah.
Luc Lachance. Ryan Cross comes off the mound, gloves it, fires it over to first base, and a good scoop by Jaden Lamont over at first base to get Luc Lachance. See, I said it. It's
bound to happen.
It's just habit.
Yeah.
But that retires the Moose Jaw Miller Express here in the top of the second inning. No runs on no hits. They left 2 men on base. We head to the bottom of the second. Gulls coming to bat.
All right, join these 2 guys, which you can get at the Gulls Gear Store. On sale tonight only. You want to get those? They're great little keepsakes. They look good. They look really good. Sully looks amazing tonight. All right, it is time for New Boys Energy Services to give away some goodies tonight. Who wants a frisbee, a water bottle, some shade? Yeah, there you go. Who wants some tonight? Allison down there. Who wants something? Come on now. We got a couple left. Control right catch. Come on now. Oh, you got the empty bag. Our bag, we have lots of fun here tonight. We have lots of prizes and giveaways, including a special edition of Gull Droppings coming up a little later on. You can always stick around for that.
Now batting for your Silver Lake Gulls on Hawaiian night.
Bottom of the second inning, Gulls with a 1-0 lead over Moose Jaw. Miller Express. Jack Shark will lead things off here and takes the first pitch from Andrew Barger, low and outside for ball 1. We still have to get to the bottom of the name Miller Express. My guess is because they have Express on their jersey. I'm thinking that it's somebody that owns one of the Express stores and their name is Miller, but
I tried looking it up yesterday and I just couldn't come up with anything.
nothing, huh?
No. So I'll find out.
No, I hope so.
I'll try my best here.
Inquiring minds want to know. 3-0 the count right now on Jack Shark. And he takes a 4-pitch walk to lead things off here in the bottom of the second inning. Andrew Barger has just had a very tough time finding the strike zone here for the most part. But the Express, well.
Now batting the first baseman, number 28, Jaden.
They're up for the task, I'm sure. Don't ever count this team out. They've got enough power in those bats that they can come back from just about anything right now. So this is the first baseman, Jaden Lamont. Jack Shark over at first base.
Lamont just under the 300 batting average category. He's hitting a 295 right now, contributing to 12 RBIs, and he has scored himself 13 times. Crossing home plate.
And Jack Shark takes off for second base, and he does not have to slide, but he does anyways as the catcher, Brian Reyes, bobbled the low pitch there from, it was a strike, but he bobbled that pitch. And so a stolen base for Mr. Shark. And Lamont takes a good rip at that one. Evens the count at 2-2. Nobody out yet here in the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 Gulls over Moose Jaw right now. And I think they're going to have Jack Shark picked off, and they do. He went just a little too early. Probably thought he saw something with regards to a motion by Andrew Barger, and I think he read it wrong. And the body language of Coach Jason Chatwood over at third, he just put his head down and looked at the ground. Just like, oh, what did he do? What did he do? The count 3-2 now on Jaden Lamont.
Big old airplane flying over Gulls Field. That's cool.
Sure it's not a mosquito?
I'm sure it was not a mosquito.
They're about that size. Well, Jaden Lamont draws a walk here from Andrew Barger. So in spite of the base runner being eliminated over at third, they have replaced him with a base runner over at first now. So that will bring up the catcher, Zach Griffin, who had a really good night last night behind the plate, catching both Stephen Hospital and Ty Boudreau.
He also got a pretty good fastball to the mask as well.
Yes, he did.
Was it a tip bat? Tipped? Yeah, it was a tip foul, I think, off his helmet. And yeah, that's why I wouldn't want to be a catcher. And of course, the good trainer down for the Sylvan Lake Gulls and Rob Manka, yeah. He came out making sure that
everything was
okay. No
Can you do
concussion.
math? What's 1 and 1?
And he, and a very valuable credit to him too on social media today. They were kind of highlighting Rob's work and what he does with the Sylvan Lake Gulls. And I told him today before the game, I said, these guys are lucky to have you because he's just good at what he does.
Now remember last night, and maybe if our man in the truck there, Rob Catcher, can ask Warren to get a shot of this, but we had said the Miller Express had probably the most relaxed bullpen ever. You see what they've done here? That's quite entertaining. There's a shot down to short, and Zach Campbell up with it and over to first for the second out.
Yeah, the pigskin is being thrown right now.
But they've taken the benches from the side and they put them right behind against the back fence. So they're all just sitting there, just having a relaxed time, throwing a football around.
Yeah, why not?
They are the most relaxed bunch I've seen.
That's great.
2 down here in the bottom of the second inning. Zach Griffin was eliminated there over at first base for the second out, but that puts Jaden Lamont in scoring position over at second base with Ethan He, another one of the Sylvan Lake All-Stars, headed to Okotoks on Saturday.
Which is tomorrow already.
Which
crazy
is tomorrow.
To believe.
I know.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that'll be a pretty cool experience for these guys, I'm sure.
I think so. It'd be fun to play in an all-star game of any sort.
Be fun to go watch it too down in Okotoks if you're in the area.
Yeah, if you're down there, check it out.
Barger
misses with that pitch. 3-0 the count, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I wonder if they kind of have any cool, fun games that they're doing, like other than just the game itself. Are they going to maybe do any home run derbies or anything like that? I don't know.
I'm not sure. Taking all the way is Ethan He for strike one. Top of the order, Mike Paulson, who has scored the only run of the game so far. And I believe, I'm just checking he's got the only hit of the game for the Gulls right now. And Ethan He knocks this down the left field line, but that goes just foul. The count now full on the Gulls' second baseman.
That would have been the perfect spot if you want to score yet another run. Jaden Lamont was, well, he would have easily gotten home, no problem on that play.
There was a lot of exciting plays at home plate last night.
There were, yeah.
There was not so much a suicide squeeze, but Caden Zeroni was on his way home, and there's a nice shot of the weather that we're looking at with the sun just shining down through the clouds, and Ethan He draws a walk here to keep the inning going. And that'll bring up Mike Polson, who led things off with a base hit. as he beat it out down the first base line.
Yep, very similar to what he did last night to start off the game, but this one was a little bit more towards the shortstop, and he had to work for that base.
A little tighter this time, yeah. The
Yeah.
other one was a no-doubter. He could jog down to first. Off-speed pitch there at 71 miles an hour from Andrew Barger for the first strike. Ethan He over at first base. Jaden Lamont is the base runner over at second. We have a 1-0 lead for Sylvan Lake over Moose Jaw. And he comes in with the same off-speed pitch. He gets the same result. 0-2 the count on Polson.
Michael Polson has a special someone up here visiting as well, watching him play this weekend, and that's his girlfriend. She's going to school down in the States, but she's from Vancouver.
Okay.
So a Canadian girl he's dating.
There you go.
Nice girl, too. Got to meet her last night.
Polson shoots this into the relaxed bullpen of the Miller Express. Nobody moved. Nobody got excited. Imagine that.
A ball.
Yeah.
Let's play with this now.
Oh, do we throw this? Where's the football?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a good bunch of kids. I ran into a few of them in the hallway here, and they're very polite young men. So, and there's that off-speed pitch that got the first 2 strikes. This time it missed high for ball 1. Chase Rodriguez, the man with 2 home runs last night against the Express, is the man on deck. He'd love to get another shot here with runners on base. And another off-speed pitch. So a steady diet of off-speed pitches for Mike Polson. Not sure if that's by design. Well, that's just the go-to pitch for Andrew Barger. Yeah, well, that off-speed worked well for him because he got the strikeout and ends the inning. So the Gulls are retired. No runs on no hits. There were 2 men left on base. We head to the top of the second inning. Gulls with a 1-0 lead over Moose Jaw.
It's going to be a good night to get in on that Vesta Energy 50-50 jackpot. We are just 2 innings in and we are over $2,000 already. So if you want to get in on tonight's draw, find any one of our volunteers up here on the concourse. They'll be walking up and down the stands as well. They'll head up the suites upstairs. But everybody wants to get in on this. And we'll stop selling tickets sometime in the 7th inning after the 7th inning stretch. And then coming up in the 8th inning, we're going to pull that winning ticket number, and someone is going to walk home with some extra cash in their pocket. It's the Vesta Energy 50-50 jackpot, presented in part from the Gulls Give Foundation.
Having a great night at the ballpark. Hey, Jared.
Yes, Joe?
I know you're around some Jays fans right now. In fact, we're going to ask you, how many of you are Toronto Blue Jays fans? Hey, Jared, do you want to guess the score in a ball game right now?
9-1.
So it's the bottom of the 5th inning in Boston. The Blue Jays lead the Red Sox 25-3.
You sure you're not watching a football game?
It's not a football game. And Tapia hit the team's 2nd inside the park grand slam tonight.
So it's a good night to be involved.
Good night to be a Jays fan and a great night to be a Gulls fan. Here we go.
All right, here we are, top of the 3rd inning in Sylvan Lake. There's a good shot of the crowd, and as we take a look at the crowd, well, we take a look at some other games going on around the league here. Medicine Hat is hosting Weyburn tonight. The Okotoks Dogs taking on the Edmonton Prospects. The Brooks Bombers make a visit to Lethbridge. They're up 3-2 in the bottom of the 2nd, and Regina is in Fort McMurray. The Red Sox down 1-0 to Fort McMurray Giants. Speaking of Red Sox, we just got an update from our public address announcer here in the building, Joe Whitbread, and he said the Toronto Blue Jays are up 25-3 in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Yeah, that's unreal.
They are having a good night, I guess.
I guess they are. 1-1 to count right here to the center fielder Michael Speck, leading things off here in the top of the 3rd. Ryan Cross delivers a strike to go ahead 1-2. You know, that recent shot just before you did the scoreboard, they had a nice shot of the crowd again, wearing the Hawaiian, the Aloha shirts. And I'm just looking around the crowd, and I saw a few different ones that I love, the ones with the pineapples.
Yeah.
I love pineapple. And I will go on record as Zach Griffin. We got the strikeout, but we got the strikeout, then the throw it out. And for the first out, I will go on record, and I know this is a polarizing topic, but I am all in favor of pineapple on pizza.
Oh, yeah.
I love pineapple
All
on
right.
pizza.
He's one of those guys, ladies and gentlemen.
My go-to
Bold statement.
is pepperoni, bacon, mushroom, and pineapple. The sweet and the salty
Yikes.
just goes together so well.
That explains you so much more now.
No, it doesn't. I'm far more complicated than pizza.
Pineapple on pizza. Oh my goodness.
There's nothing wrong with it.
There is a lot of things wrong with it.
Like what?
Oh, it just throws the taste right off. That's not how pizza should taste.
Really?
Yes.
And how should pizza taste?
Not fruity.
It doesn't.
It does.
It's the
pineapple.
mixture of the bacon, the pepperoni,
texture,
and the pineapple.
even the
All
texture.
three of them. Oh. Yeah, well, you don't have to put it on yours. Let's put it that way.
Even the texture.
1-2 the count here on the leadoff hitter. This is the shortstop, Zach Campbell, and he grounds this over to Ethan He, who flips it over to Jaden Lamont. And there are 2 down here in the top of the third.
Rob says he's from Saskatchewan and he likes pineapple on pizza. So I guess he's on your side, but I personally hated pineapple up until I went to Hawaii.
Oh, that's a whole different world of
And
pineapple
that got me to love pineapple. And now even here, I enjoy eating pineapple, but fresh pineapple. I will never ever still to this day put it on my pizza. That's wrong.
That's fine. No, it's not wrong. It's
wrong.
just different. Don't say
Oh,
it's wrong.
It's wrong.
No.
Oh, I think some people out there will agree with me.
That's
It's just
harsh.
not right.
That's hard. Right, putting cottage cheese and gravy on French fries is right. And yet that's a national dish.
You know?
So, okay.
Canadian dish, isn't
I
it?
know.
Anyway,
Yeah,
pineapple.
I do. I really enjoy it on pizza. So
So happy
enough of
Hawaiian
that.
night. Yeah, happy
Yeah.
Hawaiian night.
And this is just for me. Ryan Cross takes this one and lobs it over to first base. Maybe a little too slow, as Jaden Lamont is kind of like, I hope this gets here.
Yeah, I know.
This needs to be a little harder. But they do have another 3 up, 3 down inning here. The second one out of 3. And the Gulls retire the Moose Jaw Express with no runs on no hits. Nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the third. The Gulls leading 1-0.
All right, fans, it's your Gulls Purple crew. It's Wally Morgan over here on the left field berm. And it is time for the Allaire Horns Shuffle. All right, here's tonight's contestant. Young man, what is your name? All right, Brady, you know how this works. The Allaire Horns Shuffle is up on the screen. Fans, we direct your attention up there. And we've got a ball placed underneath one of these hats. Now follow that ball wherever it may go. Fans, keep an eye on it as well in case we need your help. All right, up and down, there it goes, left to right, right to left. All right, here's another hat number 1, 2, or 3. Brady says 2. Do we agree with number 2? Let's see it under hat number 2. There it is. Well done, Brady. We got a gift card for you to the Gulls Gear Store. Thanks for playing the Allaire Home Shuffle. How about a round of applause for Brady tonight? Who?
Yeah. Yeah. I have not watched The Simpsons in forever now. Yeah. Oh, it is better. I watched Family Guy all the time. I just put Disney Plus on.
There is Sylvie Lake, Sully's cousin, all dressed up in her Hawaiian garb. I love the sunglasses, or the glasses on top of her head, and the eyelashes. Took the eyelashes out.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, the lady who is in that costume, I
gonna
won't
give it away?
I won't reveal who she is. She made that costume herself. There you go. She made that thing. So
Let's just say she's one of the Gulls' biggest fans.
she is.
I would say. I asked her actually the other night. I said, "Is it safe to say that you are probably the Gulls' #1 top fan. She didn't agree. I don't know if that's
there's a
what
lot
I
of
would
good
call
ones here.
myself, but yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of good fans.
She's definitely
here.
a loyal fan. That's all I can say.
That's right. 1-1 to count here as Chase Rodriguez leads things off here in the bottom of the third inning. Gulls with a 1-0 lead over Moose Jaw. Andrew Barger on the mound for the Miller Express.
Oof. Those guys, then they just walk it off like nothing happened. I would probably be limping back to back to the bench and be like, no, I'm done. That's it. I'm done. I don't care if I'm still in the batter's box and still up to bat. I'm good.
I think I would be okay because I don't hit it hard enough to hurt myself.
Well, yeah, true, I guess. It's probably the same for me, too.
And Rodriguez wanted to unload on that pitch, that off-speed pitch, which seems to be, and I know it's early, but that's the go-to pitch for Andrew Barger. So the count now 2-2 on the Gulls left fielder. And that hits him between the 1 and the 3. And I don't know that that was any kind of a retaliation. It's just, no, I just don't see that happening in this league.
He had a nice little strut to first. He's happy. He's having a good time.
I'm on base.
Yeah.
We're good.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 11, Tyler McWillie.
No discussion with him and first baseman Hudson Barrett about anything.
Nope.
Tyler McWillie steps in to face Andrew Barger.
Yeah, and here's a guy, too, for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. I think he wants to get things going in the right direction on the bats. It's been a little quiet as of late, but we know that once he gets going, he's going.
That's true. Here comes, there's a fastball, one of the few fastballs that Andrew Barger has thrown, coming in at 85 miles an hour. And that's the thing that these guys have talked about is when they see the off-speed stuff, it just sets them back a little bit. They get used to it, but they're expecting, you know, when they practice, they've got the machine, you know, cranked up to almost as fast as it'll go, and that gets their timing down. They're used to hitting fastballs, but then once they figure you out on the off-speed, watch out. Willie didn't get around. He checked his swing and fouled that off. The count now 2-2.
Well, and this is a guy, too, that loves his off-speed pitches. Tyler McWillie's one of those guys that, if anything, that's what he'd almost prefer, I would think, right, from what I've seen so far this year. He seems to get under him real nice and always gets him cleanly off the bat. So maybe that's why we're starting to see this pitcher throwing fastballs, because they kind of have an idea on who Tyler McWillie is.
Well, let's put it this way: if it's a hanging curveball, guess what? It's leaving the park. That misses outside. 3-1 to count now to McWillie. Because that's he launched one the other night that easily over left field fence that cleared it like 420, I'm sure. He said that was a hanging curveball and I put a good swing on it. Yes, you did. And he just drew a walk there. So the first two batters facing Andrew Barger here in the bottom of the third get on base. And that's what happened in the bottom of the second, but the Gulls didn't cash anything in. So they're going to have a little chat at the mound, a little summit here, and they're all they're a pretty relaxed crew there. There's some smiles and some laughs and just kind of, yeah, come on, let's just do this. How about you just let them hit, and we'll do this.
And I'm watching the coaches in Eric and assistant coach Mike, and they're just kind of talking. And they're doing their thing, not looking too concerned for this pitcher that's been struggling a little bit lately.
I think it was Brian Reyes, the catcher, that called that meeting.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Meeting adjourned as Jackson Clement steps in. He drew a walk back in the first inning. And then a heads-up base running move by Jackson Clement. As Wyatt McKnight, the coach over at first, just gave it the, I'm not going to catch that. I'm not going to put my hand on that. No, but a heads-up base running by Jackson Clement as he was going to second. Mike Polson was over on third. Clement stopped well short of second base and drew the throw to second base. And then the shortstop, Zach Campbell, tried to make the throw at home, and Polson had scored. So that's the only run. That's how we're at 1-0 right now. The count 1-1 now on the right fielder from Calgary, Alberta.
And the first baseman in Barrett getting the call to pinch up a little, or pinch in a little bit, as he's starting to see Clement squaring up for the bunt.
Count now 1-2.
So we might be seeing some stretching going on in the bullpen for the Miller Express. Nothing still. It's still pretty chill over there by,
No, they're
you know.
and a strikeout there for Andrew Barger on Jackson Clement. Now, when you look at that bullpen, you see one guy who's on his knee, one knee throwing, and the guy with the bat was just hitting little bunts there. They are such a relaxed bunch. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Because when they yell, the umpire yells at the beginning of the game, what does he say? He doesn't say work ball, he says play ball. So that's what they're doing. They're playing.
Yep.
This is Caden Zeroni, who struck out in the bottom of the first. Runners on first and second. Zeroni takes a good cut at that first pitch for a strike. Kyler McWillie over at first. Chase Rodriguez over at second.
And had a little talk with Zeroni before the game and said, "What are we doing tonight, Zeroni? You gonna put one on the fence?" I said, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah, sure.
So,
like, oh, yeah, I'll put one.
yeah, we'll see. Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe I'm just trying to test out my luck here with with things before the game. Maybe if that does anything, I don't know. Doubt it, but it's worth a try.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. Cade Zeroni.
A little impersonation of Nostradamus here, making predictions.
Yeah.
Okay. 1-2 the count on the Gulls center fielder, who, as I mentioned, struck out in the first inning against Andrew Barger, who's had his difficulties with the walks, but they haven't come back to haunt him. And that evens the count at 2-2. He had 2 walks in the first inning, 3 in the second, and he's had 2 in here. So that's 7 walks in not even 3 full innings. He drives that foul up against the Gulls dugout. Pretty good crowd here tonight.
It sure is.
And we'll get our guesses in.
Put our predictions in here right away. Yeah.
There's no prize. It's just pride.
Yeah.
It's that out of play. Foul. Count remains at 2-2.
And you know, I've noticed a decent amount of fans from Moose Jaw making the trip
Oh, okay.
out to Sylvan Lake tonight too, or in the last 2 nights, I should say. They traveled up with the team, or they, you know, obviously brought their own vehicles, but traveling with the team. I thought that was pretty cool.
Another foul ball by Zeroni.
A couple fans, I guess, were getting pictures with Sully yesterday, loving the bird, loving Sully.
Well, sure. Who can't? Who doesn't love Sully?
I know. It's tough. It's
Now,
tough not to.
Some of his family members might be a little annoying out on the beach when you're trying to eat or anything, but Sully's pretty well behaved.
Yeah.
For a Seagull. And that's another strikeout for Caden Zeroni and another strikeout for Andrew Barger, his second of the inning, 4th of the game. That'll bring up the third baseman, Jack Shark, who got on with a base on ball, stole second, and then got caught trying to go to third just a little bit too early by Andrew Barger. Shark fouls the first pitch off. Tyler McWillie, the base runner at first. Chase Rodriguez over at second. 1-0 Gulls lead it here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. That misses high for a ball.
And this is the thing, Sylvan Lake Gulls, they've been getting on base pretty good tonight. They've found their way on base in every inning so far. However, they've been stranded, and that's a problem that we've seen with the Sylvan Lake Gulls this year. Quite a number of times, I've seen guys just, you know, not capitalizing on those chances.
And there's that off-speed pitch. that had sharp looking. So the count now 1-2. Yeah, you're right. You know, they've left 3 men on base here in 2 2/3 innings. And another foul ball. They're way out in front of that pitch that Barger throws. He likes to throw that. I'm not even sure what it is. It's almost like a really slow curve, maybe. It's hard to tell. At least for me, it's hard to tell. Let's put it that way.
I'll admit it is hard to tell.
Hector Rodriguez would probably tell me exactly what kind of pitch that was. That is down the third baseline, but just foul past third base. I should give Hector my phone number and he can text me.
There you go.
He watches the games. He can say, "Okay,
Yep.
that's what this pitch was, Jim. That's what this pitch was. That's what they're." You know. Well, and that was a fastball at 87 miles an hour, and that's the 3rd strikeout of the inning for Andrew Barger. So, after 3 complete, we have a 1-0 Gulls lead as we head to the top of the 4th inning. Top of 4 here at Gulls Field at Pagato Park. Jim Clegg and Cale Clark here on Hawaiian night. If you're wondering why all these people are wearing these shirts with flowers and pineapples and all sorts of nice designs there.
Aloha.
Aloha, exactly. Right fielder Nate Menzick starts things off against Ryan Cross. He grounded out to, actually, no, he didn't ground out. He had a smash to Mike Polson over at short, who caught it. I've got him as a ground out, but it was actually just a line out to short.
Yep. And that was a heck of a hit, too. And Polson had to be sharp on the catch. Ooh, check swing there.
And Mike Polson has had a slow night tonight, because I'm going to look here, back from last night. He had 8 plays over at short that he made, assisting on putouts. He's had 1 tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. It's a little bit of a different change in pace for him going into tonight. And I'm sure he's not arguing that. He probably is fine with that being the case, because I'm sure his arm isn't feeling all that great today after that game last night.
Ooh, and the umpires in the crowd had that as a strike. But home plate umpire Matt Beaudry said nope. And the count is now full on Menzick, who's leading things off here in the top of the 4th inning. The Gulls with a 1-0 lead over Moose Jaw. And Ryan Cross misses high with that one as Menzick draws a walk to start the inning off, and that will bring up the catcher, Brian Reyes, who struck out in the 2nd inning. 1 of 4 strikeouts for Ryan Cross on the evening.
Here's the catcher, number 10, Brian Reyes.
Yeah, Reyes struck out back in that 2nd.
He grounds this foul down the 3rd baseline. And here we are in the 4th inning, and have yet to see a fly ball to the outfield from both teams. An off-speed pitch there from Ryan Cross. Cross is up. The Moose Jaw catcher, Reyes, and he is ahead 0-2. Good lead over there by Menzik, who we know has some wheels. And here's the first ball to the outfield. Chase Rodriguez takes a couple of steps in, settles underneath it, and that is the first out of the inning. And as I said, the first ball to the outfield. So.
There you go. Yeah, it's been just a completely different night from last night. The pitches have been a lot more controlled. The batters aren't quite coming alive just yet. It's been pretty tame so far this evening.
This is the third baseman, Austin Gurney, who got hit by a pitch back in the second inning. Ryan Cross starts him out with a off-speed pitch, missing low and outside. Joe Osborne is the on-deck batter, the designated hitter tonight. He was out in left field last night. And that catches the inside corner for a strike. So here's something about Hawaii. Seeing as this is Hawaiian night.
Yeah.
Here's a little something about Hawaii that maybe people didn't know. And a called strike there, 1-2 the count. Hawaii is the only state that has 2 official languages.
2 official languages.
That's
okay.
correct.
Gotcha. So
English
being the one, and
Hawaiian.
Hawaiian.
The other. And there's actually a third language that they speak on the islands. And this is low. It's called Pidgin.
Pidgin.
But it's not classified as an official language. But you see it in some of the signage out there. One of the tweaks, I guess, the hallmarks of the language of Pidgin is they drop the D off of some words. So you'll see a sign that says shave ice or open Monday to Friday. Oh, I play down to Everett second, and they call Menzik safe. I think between him and Polson, they're having a good chuckle because I think they both said, I'm dead.
Yeah. No, that was good. And I think that was definitely something that number 38, Nate Menzik, knew, because his foot did come off that bag, and that's why Polson jumped at him to tag him. But
we did get the strikeout.
Yep.
Over at on Austin Gurney. So as I said, you know, the Pidgin language, which they use, and on their signage, you'll see open Monday to Saturday, but close on Sunday instead of close. They drop the D off of some of the words.
Okay, but but the days in the week are still with D's in them.
Well, no, the D's are in them, but if your word ends in D,
if it ends in D, okay,
they drop it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Neat.
And this is another ball lifted out to left center, and Chase Rodriguez and Caden Zeroni. Zeroni calls him off and takes it, and ends the inning with no runs on no hits. 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Gulls with a 1-0 lead over the Moose Jaw Miller Express, and Gulls coming to bat.
The Red Sox are coming back. It's 27-4 now. Thanks for coming and having fun with us tonight. Mahalo. Welcome to Hawaiian Night at Gulls Field. And to those of you who dressed up, you got a lei when you came in, you got some goodies and prizes, and hopefully one of you will leave with that $1,000 paddleboard courtesy the Gulls Give Foundation. Your name went into the draw for dressing up here tonight. We thank you so much. These theme nights are a lot of fun. It's our sophomore season in Sylvan Lake, Alberta. Mahalo. Thanks for being here, everybody. still think the umps should have worn a leg. Bottom of the fourth inning. To the plate for your Silver Lake Gulls, the first baseman, number 20.
First baseman Jaden Lamont will lead things off here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Gulls with a 1-0 lead. And the first pitch misses for a ball, which pales in comparison to what's happening down at Fenway Park right now. The Boston Red Sox mounting a comeback as it's 27-4 for the Blue Jays.
You better be careful.
And our terrific staff here, Warren Rudd and Rob Catcher, passing along, and Braden. They're all passing along the information that the modern day record, Texas Rangers, 30 runs. As this is grounded down to third base, Austin Gurney up with it and over to first. And they get Lamont to lead things off here. That'll bring up the catcher, Zach Griffin, who grounded out to short back in the second inning. So, as I mentioned, the modern day record for runs scored in Major League Baseball is 30. The Jays are at 27 right now.
They're getting close.
They're getting close. But the overall record, the Chicago Colts in 1897, 36 runs they scored. I don't know who the opponent was, but I'm sure they must have left after the fifth inning.
Yeah. Is there a mercy rule at that point?
I don't think so, but there probably should have been.
Yeah, no doubt.
1-1 the count now on Zach Griffin. 1-0 Gulls lead it here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
And after the fourth inning, we'll have a very special guest joining us here in the broadcast booth, so stay tuned for that.
We will. And I'll have more Hawaiian trivia for you.
There you go.
Or fun facts, I guess. We won't call it trivia because I won't ask you to answer the question. Although I might ask you one and just see what your reaction is. And a strikeout there for Zach Griffin as he sits down. That's 2 out now here in the bottom of the fourth inning. That'll bring up the second baseman, Ethan He, who got a walk back in the bottom of the second inning.
Well, and speaking of Hawaiian Nights, there's a couple major leaguers that played, that grew up in Hawaii or either played on the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors baseball team. Colton Wong, he played in Milwaukee. Then you got Stephen Wright from the Boston Red Sox. Greg Garcia, St. Louis Cardinals.
Okay.
Mike Campbell. Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah.
John Mayer.
There you go.
A few guys like that just representing Hawaii or played on the island.
1-1 the count now on Ethan He. Thank you for that information.
Yeah.
I did not know that. You would think there would be more baseball players coming out of there because, I mean, it's pretty much they can play all year round.
Yeah.
Not a problem, right? How's the weather? Sunny. Okay.
I'm thinking baseball probably isn't one of the more popular sports down there. It's probably more surfing, if anything.
Well, surfing was invented in Hawaii.
Exactly.
I learned that today.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They got great waves. Some of the biggest waves in the world come off the coast of Maui. Called Jaws. They call them Jaws.
Is that what they call them?
Yeah.
The waves?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Does they eat you up?
They're huge. You almost need a Sea-Doo to bring you into the wave. That's how big they are.
And that is ripped down the third baseline, but Austin Gurney makes a great stab on that hit by Ethan He, and that retires the Gulls. 3 up, 3 down. We are headed to the top of the fifth inning with the Gulls leading the Moose Jaw Miller Express 1-0, and the Express coming to bat.
There they are down the third baseline with some contestants. It looks like it's time for a contest. Oh, who we got?
All right, Joe, we have got Matt and Tim. I'm going to round of applause for Matt and Tim, our contestants tonight. we are going to play a game called spinny backs. So we're going to make them really dizzy, then we're going to make them run, and hopefully they fall over and we all have a laugh at their expense. But they're being good sports. They're having a good time here in the ballpark. We hope you're having a good time too. All right, gentlemen, you know what's going on here. When you're ready, assume the position. All right, and go. So they're going to spin around 7 times, and then they're going to try and hit one of these balls. No cheating. Run, 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 run. Run back, sure. All right, I think we're going to get that one to Matt. This turns 4-0. 40th birthday, celebrating here at Gulls Field. Have a round of applause for Matt Tim, a little skinny back here tonight for your entertainment.
Well, here we are, just about to start the top of the 5th inning, but before we do that, we brought in a special guest with us today. Here is the pitcher, Logan Moser's dad, Scott Moser, visiting us here today. And Scott, thanks again for taking time on your day to join us here on the broadcast. And yeah, what are your thoughts of Sylvan Lake and being able to watch your boy?
Oh, it's the most, I mean, the 4 months before when we knew he was coming, I looked on the website and it doesn't do it justice. It's just unbelievable what the stadium is like.
That's well hit, by the way. As they lead things off here, that's his Hudson Barrett sending one deep to center field, but that's where fly balls go to die because Caden Zeroni is out there and he makes the grab. So you also have wife Robin and your daughter
Hannah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so are they enjoying the trip as well?
They are. It's been beautiful weather the whole time we've been here, and people have been great.
And you do like the stadium, don't you?
It's unbelievable. I mean, it's just more than he even dreamed it would be when he got. The first day we came here, the day before they were supposed to report, they let him walk around, and he said, "Dad, when we walked out on that field, the next day when I walked out with all my gear, he said that's when it hit me." Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So when you were growing up, Scott, were you quite a baseball player yourself? Did you love the sport? Did you fall in love with it and then just kind of it fell down to Logan, or how did that come to be?
I played from the time that they would let me play all the way through my first year of college.
Okay.
And pitched a little bit, and then so that's where he got the pitching from. He always wanted to throw, and and the same with Logan. From the time he was 3 years old, he was throwing a baseball and hitting the ball if you throw it to him, and all the way up until he left for college. There'd be nights, man, 10, 11 o'clock at night, we were at the indoor facility.
Oh, wow.
Him throwing to me, in the winter.
Yeah.
Colorado winters, you can't practice outside.
Right.
When he found out that indoor facility would allow us to be there that late, I'd come home sometimes 7, 8 o'clock at night, and he'd say, "Dad, I got the cage reserved."
Oh, you got it reserved. Okay.
Nice.
So I have to ask, where did Logan get the height from?
We don't know.
We don't know.
If you're looking on camera, you can see I'm shorter than these guys, and he's a foot taller than me. So
No kidding.
yeah,
He's
that's
a big one
just
like
a
you.
blessing from above. That's all I think I can tell.
Now, you had something nice to say when we were walking up, just about how lucky Logan feels he is to be able to do what he's able to do right now.
He knows that, yeah. And then we just kind of constantly talk about that, about like this is what every level, right? As he's gotten asked to be on different traveling teams and all of that, just remind ourselves that, hey, this is what you've always wanted to do, and you're being blessed to be able to do it.
Now, was it one of those talents that you just knew right away he was going to, be a good pitcher when he got older? Like, did he have an arm on him at a young age?
It's how it is when you're around something all the time and you don't notice the progression as much. It felt that way, but I always guarded about being that dad, bragging about his kid. But then my neighbors would be like, a kid that small shouldn't be able to throw a ball that hard when they'd play catch with him. And then, I coached him all the way up until high school, coached his team. And so umpires would come up to me and say, "Who's his dad? Who taught him how to pitch?" I'm actually his dad.
That's
Hands
me.
up. Yeah.
But then when umpires start saying, "Man, there's a lot of movement on that ball," then you start realizing hey, maybe something's a little different.
There's something going there, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
just to catch us up on the game, this is Michael Speck led things up with two out double there. He's over on second base. This is the top of the order, the shortstop Zach Campbell. So at what point in his career, in Logan's career as a pitcher, did you start showing him that off-speed stuff, or did he just pick it up on his own?
Well, when they start getting to be in middle school, they start experimenting with things without you. And I wouldn't let him do that off speed
Is that right?
until he got maybe his 8th grade year. We started working on some of that. But arm health is a huge thing for me and for him.
Okay.
He's never had a sore arm or hurt arm, and that's because of, I think, we've always practiced that arm health first. The rest of it will fall into place.
That's good.
Not a bad thing to do, because the last thing you want a pitcher to do is throw their arm. And it takes, that could be sometimes for certain pitchers, that could be, ending their pitching careers if they overdo it. So I totally get why you want him to, take care of that arm, because that's a gift at the end of the day.
It is. It's another blessing. He can go long innings, and we've never had any problem later. Always checking on him. Hey, you threw 114 pitches yesterday. Are you okay? Yeah, a little tightness, but that's natural. And he does well.
114 pitches.
Well, he's had some 120 pitch games.
Oh, wow.
And we don't worry about that because he does all the right things.
Yep. So Colorado, much like the Rockies here in Alberta and Canada, were you guys a skiing family at all? Did you do any other activities like that, sports or anything like that in the winter times?
He played all the football and golf. He still plays golf.
Yeah.
But we were not. We came from Indiana, Chicago area.
Okay.
So we didn't ski a whole lot, but he does snowboard.
Okay. Well, of course he does.
He does. Yeah.
And I know he golfs because he's one of the first guys that I met when they came up, when they introduced them. And I'm not sure how he knew it, but he said to me, he says, I hear you're a golfer. I said, yeah. I said, do you golf? He goes, oh, yeah. Well, we got to get golfing. And, of course, his schedule, my schedule, and Kale's schedule, it doesn't
Can't
match
work
up.
hardly, yeah.
It doesn't
He must have
match
found
up,
out you're a member of a nice club or something.
Oh, yeah. Is that where he was going?
Oh,
with
I
it?
don't know. He
Okay.
must have. Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's just say Jim's a member down in the States in California in the wintertime, and it's a pretty nice course that he seems to go to all the time. So.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The game is fun, and it translates well from baseball to golf and golf to baseball in some respects, does it?
Doesn't it? I think it does.
I think it does, yeah.
Because if anybody ever watched me play golf, they can tell that's a baseball player right there. I've never had lessons, but I can hit the ball,
This is
some
Mike
hand-eye.
Polson, leading things off,
There you
and he grounds out to third base to start off the bottom of the 5th inning here. So you have a baseball swing. So does my partner here.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's a bad habit to have. I don't even lock my fingers. I have the baseball grip on my golf club too, and I come around like a baseball bat. And my brothers still, they don't know how I golf. They're just, it almost makes them mad, because they're like, how can you hit a ball when your hands are, and they even see my hands aren't even right together. Sometimes my hands get a little far apart, and they just wonder how I can hit a golf ball when I got such a weird and baseball dynamic.
Chase Rodriguez stepping in here to face Andrew Barger here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Gulls with that 1-0 lead over Moose Jaw. So, Scott, I got to ask you, when you look at this team and you look at the level of ball that's being played here by these guys, including your son, obviously, what do you make of the level of ball here? Where would you rank it, I guess?
Well, it's when I look at, I watched the College World Series this year, and you look at those numbers, where their curveball is hitting and fastball and all that. I mean, it's real close to what you see in Division I college baseball.
Wow.
The only thing I see, the elite Division I pitchers are way better at hitting their spots.
Yeah.
Okay. They'll hit that often, and 2-3 more miles per hour on that fastball, some of them, but not many of them are pitching faster than these guys.
So do you watch the game as a coach, or do you watch the game as a fan, or as a father?
His game's as a coach.
Okay.
I'm calling every pitch, and then there's probably, I can almost count on one hand by the end of a game pitches that I thought he should throw that he didn't throw, and I'll ask him when he get home. In the 3rd inning, I thought you might have thrown a change up there, and he said, yeah, I tried to shake him off, and he didn't.
Okay.
He recalled it, so we decided to go with it. And
Once a coach, always a coach.
yeah. But as yeah, I probably do watch it more as a coach.
Okay, well, that's
even,
not
even
bad.
when he's not playing.
Even when he's not playing.
So you probably know what he's going to pitch in certain situations, and
Yeah.
probably because he learned them from you.
I mean, from a little age, but here, the few games he's had here, he's very nervous right now.
Well, Tyler McWillie sends this moonshot out to left field. There's 3 Moose Jaw players converging on it, but Michael Speck calls everybody off, and the Gulls go 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the 5th. They'll carry the 1-0 lead to the top of the 6th. Robin, Scott?
Yeah.
Well, Robin speaking through you, I guess. Your wife, Robin. Scott, thank you very much for joining us.
Hey,
We'll
thank
let you
you.
get back
Thank
and
you.
watch the game and coach.
Yeah. I
and
don't know how you guys do this. I stop talking every time they hit the ball.
Yeah, it's almost you get lost in the game. You see the ball fly, where's that
Yeah.
going? But
it's all good.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
For having
Thanks
me.
for coming
You
up
guys
here
do a
and
great job
visiting
with
us.
it.
thanks, Scott.
And we apologize for the mosquitoes. We can't do anything about that.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's again, that is awesome to see. Logan's dad here, to Logan Moser's dad, Scott, coming into the broadcast booth to chat with us. Thanks again, Scott, and enjoy the rest of the game. We'll be back with the top of the 6th inning next, right here on Home Team Live. Top of the 6th inning here as the Sylvan Lake Gulls are up 1-0 over the Moose Jaw Miller Express. And this is Cam Grant, the left fielder, at the plate, and he's facing, still on the mound for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, Ryan Cross. So 1-1 the count to Cam Grant, who struck out back in the 1st inning, grounded out in the 2nd, but he will lift this one in for a base hit down left center field. And yeah, that was the first base hit we have seen by the Moose Jaw Miller Express. Sorry, second base hit.
Actually, it's the second one, because while we were interviewing Scott Moser, Logan's dad.
That's right, the double in
Michael Speck led off or hit a double with a 2-out double. So
thank you for that correction.
He was left there, so yeah, it's hard. I don't know how the professionals do it, but they do an interview and they can still watch the game and figure everything out and keep the interview flowing. So that's a skill that I don't have at this point in time. So there's a base hit there for Cam Grant, the left fielder, and that will bring up the right fielder, Nate Menzik.
So yeah, and after a terrific 5 innings played by Ryan Cross, maybe now starting to see things, the batter's starting to get him figured out a little bit with his pitches, as we see a warm-up going on in the bullpen for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. So this might be a little bit of a start to seeing his night slowly come to an end, and it looks like it's number 34, Joel Ports, warming up in the bullpen.
There you go. And a good pitch there by Ryan Cross as Menzik baffled. They count 1-1. And I like what Scott Moser had to say about the pitching, about not allowing these kids to throw that off-speed stuff, which puts a little more stress on their arm that doesn't need to be on their arm at that young age.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think Alberta has, a similar rule. I think it's up till bantam. You're not allowed to throw anything like a curve or anything of that nature. I'm not. Don't quote me on that. So I'm not 100% sure. But there is something there in place.
And it makes sense because at an early age, I'm sure they're more focused on, and there's a strikeout there on Nate Mensa. At an early age, I'm thinking that they're more focused on getting kids to be accurate with their throws and being able to, hit the plate, hit the strike zone. And if you start to teach them at a, young age to try to throw those off-speed pitches and try to get all fancy with it, then it might just throw their whole development right off.
Well, and I know if you've ever been to like a minor league game, if the pitcher can't hit the plate, the batter can't hit the ball.
Exactly.
And the poor fielders are just standing there looking at dandelions and butterflies and just going, oh, okay, this is no fun.
Yeah.
Why would I want to play baseball? No, you want the ball in play, I guess. So you just throw it across the plate and let these guys do what they have to do. This is Brian Reyes stepping in against Ryan Cross. 0-2 the count, and 1 down here in the top of the 6th inning. The Gulls with that 1-0 lead, but the Moose Jaw Miller Express. And there's another strikeout for Ryan Cross.
All right, so maybe not slowing down after all. 2 straight strikeouts after I say something.
He must have heard you.
He
Said,
must
wait
have
a
heard
minute.
me, yeah.
I got more gas in the tank.
Exactly, yeah. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strikeouts already on the night for him.
Good job. Good job. So, and I have found out a little bit, and you can get on your Magic Oracle over there, your laptop, and get more information. But the Miller Express is a non-profit organization in Moose Jaw that has been around for many, many years now, several years in fact, and they've had some good ball players graduate out of that program. They've helped an awful lot of kids through that program. The Millers is the name of the family that runs the whole show. So there you go. So that's my level of knowledge, courtesy of Rob Catcher down in the truck there.
Yeah, and he's a guy that likes to do his research too on his own end too. So if I can't research it, I know I got Rob backing me up with that info.
And Elaine.
And Elaine, can't forget Elaine. It's a lovely wife, and they've been in operation for more than a quarter of a century.
Big cut there by Austin Gurney. You count 2-2 now. Cam Grant led things off here in the top of the 6th inning with a solid single, but he is still over at first base as Ryan Cross strikes out the rest of the next 3 batters to end the threat right there. So I guess you motivated Ryan Cross to pick up his socks and bear down, but he certainly did. Yeah, if only you had that power, I know. But a good job there as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Gulls hanging on to that 1-0 lead over Moose Jaw.
We're glad you're with us, everybody. Welcome to the ballpark, especially to a few groups and birthdays and anniversaries that are celebrating with us tonight. If you'll do us the favor and welcome the Hannah U11 Wildcats to the ballpark tonight. Welcome, Wildcats. We're glad you're here tonight. Jerry and Kim Banford are celebrating a couple of different things. Kim's birthday is this weekend. Happy birthday, Kim. And Jerry and Kim are celebrating an anniversary while they're here. It's 2 for 1 for Jerry. Nice job, Jerry. You got her on the big screen. Well done. Welcome to the ball game. Happy anniversary and happy birthday. Also, fans, someone you've got to know really well. He's in the ball game tonight in the 9th spot. He's your second baseman from Riverton, Utah. Let's say happy birthday to number 2, Ethan P. Happy birthday, Ethan. Sylvan Lake's adopted son. Thanks for joining us at the ball game, no matter where you're from. We appreciate it. Enjoy your stay in beautiful Sylvan Lake, Alberta, Canada.
Well, bottom of the 6th inning here in Sylvan Lake. The Gulls still holding on to that 1-0 lead. That run that scored way back in the bottom of the 1st inning seems like forever ago, thanks to Michael Polson doing some terrific, running. And
Jackson Clemens sends this into the gap, and that's going to land. And Clement digging for second base. The throw comes in short. And that's a good way to lead things off here. for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, looking to add to that lead because, as we know, Moose Jaw has some dangerous bats in their lineup, and one run may not be enough.
No, absolutely not. We saw last night that it wasn't until the bottom of the 8th inning that things started to break loose for the Sylvan Lake Gulls to go ahead in the lead. But otherwise, it was 5-5 all the way up into the bottom of that 8th inning. So.
Zeroni squares to bunt, lays down a perfect bunt. Andrew Barger comes off the mound to play that one and gets the out over at first, but that moves Jackson Clement over to third base. And talking to Cleary Simpson before the game here, I said, you guys use the bunt an awful lot because I know, and that's a skill, he said. It's something that we work on, and it's not easy to do.
No.
And he said, but we do it well, and he's right. 100%. They do it really, really well. In fact, I'd be hard pressed to think of, maybe out of 10 bunt attempts that maybe one has not been successful, like gone foul, and they can't bunt anymore. So they do a pretty good job of putting the ball down on the ground and moving the base runner over to, especially in a tight game like this. 1 run, 2 runs, that might be the difference.
Well, and I'm gonna say that I honestly don't believe that the Sylvan Lake Gulls bunted a whole lot until they played Fort McMurray this year and saw how they used their bunt game to their advantage. And then after that, that's when we started finally see Sylvan Lake taking some more bunts and or playing some more bunts to their advantage. So
you may be right.
I feel like that's just, to me, that's what I've seen this season. That last year, how many bunts did we really see the Sylvan Lake Gulls even try?
Not very many.
Not many. And then even the start of this year, did we even see 1 or 2? Probably not. They play Fort Mac, and Fort Mac used the bunt game well against Sylvan Lake. In fact, I think they won that game against Sylvan Lake because of their bunt game. And then after that, Sylvan Lake kind of learned a lesson, thinking, wow, maybe that's something we should, take on in our approach, in our game. So
it doesn't hurt, let me tell you. It's a skill that I think bypasses an awful lot of Major League Baseball players.
Yeah.
Especially when they put the shift on. That ball gets past Brian Reyes, but I believe it hit Jack Shark. So Jackson Clement will remain over at third base, but now we have runners on the corners for the Sylvan Lake Gulls with just the one down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Gulls with a 1-0 lead. This is the first baseman, Jaden Lamont. When I watch baseball on TV and I see them put the shift on, and these guys are giving you a base hit. Like, all you have to do is put it down third baseline and nobody's getting to it.
Yeah.
And yet they don't take advantage of it. I'm thinking, well, why wouldn't you? Although some of these guys aren't paid to bunt. They're paid to hit the ball out of the park or hit it hard somewhere, kind of thing. So I kind of get that line of thinking, but at the same time, I'm thinking, if I want to get on base, this is a pretty easy way to get on base. And, and they don't usually shift for some, maybe some, I don't want to use the term weaker hitters, but maybe not the power guys. They probably don't put a lot of shift in for them.
No.
But, back in the day, get off my lawn.
Yeah.
But the only, like Ron Carew used to say, they asked him, what's your success? Because you hit for high average with the Minnesota Twins. And he said, I hit them where they ain't. It's just
that simple.
So if they're not in left field, I'll hit it to left field. If they're not in right, I'm going to hit it to right, kind of thing. And, there's a legendary story of him that in practice he told some of his teammates that you put any denomination of bill somewhere out in the field, and I'll hit it. And if I don't hit it, I'll pay you that denomination.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's confidence in your batting, isn't it?
I think it is. 0-1 the count here to Jaden Lamont, and he lays down a bunt, and they're going to score another run here as Jackson Clement. This is the second night in a row that they've done not the suicide squeeze, but the squeeze bunt, and they've executed it perfectly.
Yeah, that couldn't have been placed any better, and in fact, that even caused confusion between the first baseman in Barrett and the pitcher in Barger. I mean, Barger should have covered Barrett under that play, but he kind of, as soon as he kind of got to where Barrett was, Barger just stopped, and then that allowed Lamont to make it to first, no problem, and then also while scoring that run. So as we talk about bunts and strategizing the game and and getting good at bunting this team, well, there's another proof of being shown right there that they are a good bunting team. They know some of these guys learn well and do it well.
They use it well, absolutely. So base runners on first and second. Jack Shark over at second. Jaden Lamont, he is over at first. The Gulls now with a 2-0 lead over the Miller Express. And all quiet in the Gulls bullpen right now. Not so much in the very relaxed bullpen over in the right-hand side, the Miller Express bullpen, as they do have somebody warming up fast now.
Yeah, 2 pitchers actually warming up. One just sat down, but that's number 30, Caleb Waller, and number 31, Cameron Dunn, getting some action.
And this is squibbed down over by first base. Hudson Barrett just takes a few steps back and gets his glove on it, and Zach Griffin is retired. So 2 down, and the birthday boy, Ethan He, steps in to face Andrew Barger. He is 0 for 1 on the night, and a walk in the second inning. And then popped up to the third baseman, Austin Gurney, back in the fourth.
He's a freshman at UTech University.
UTech. That's right. They changed their name from Dixie State University to UTech. And Ethan He, is he going to give himself an early birthday present? As he sends this deep to left field, but Cam Grant tracks it down.
A little early there.
Yeah, exactly. Thought he might have had one. No, he's not going to get that one. But the Gulls do score a run as they get the 1 run on 2 base hits. And they leave 2 men on base. But after 6 complete, Gulls with a 2-0 lead. Moose Jaw coming to bat.
And Snap Fitness coming to race. We will have that for you here in just a moment.
Everybody welcome our contestants. We've got Blaze and Colton tonight.
And of course, you all know the Snapman in red. All right, so this is the first. We've never had 2 go against Snapman. He's feeling pretty confident. All right, Blaze and Colton, are we ready? All right, fans, are we ready? In 3, 2, 1, go! Go! Those long legs! Those long legs! Well done. How about a round of applause for Blaze and Colton here tonight? It's all in the coconut bra. All right, let's wrap it up. I'm cracking. Snap Fitness, brought to you by Snap Fitness, Silver Lake.
Well, just when you thought you'd seen everything.
And a crowd, a gallery for the runners that took on Snapman. The first time we've seen 2 runners take on Snapman, and one of them ended up winning.
He had a long stride.
And he didn't look like he had to run. Like his legs were like moving. It was like slow motion, but they were just so long that he was going. He had a lot of speed behind those long legs.
We don't see Snapman lose, but he's lost now to a man in a dress and a man wearing a coconut bra.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Don't put that on your resume.
I just don't know where else to go with that one. I'm just going to leave it right where it is.
Joe Osborne, the DH here for the Moose Jaw Miller Express at the plate. And looks like this is still, Ryan Cross on the mound for Sylvan Lake. So
he's throwing hard.
They do have someone warming up, though, in the bullpen still, and that might be Tyler Hampu warming up, number 41.
Yeah, and if it's number 41, 88 miles an hour from Ryan Cross on that fastball, and 92 pitches on the evening. So it might be the end of his night. But if Moose Jaw hasn't seen Tyler Hampu pitch,
it's going to get quicker.
Get ready for a steady diet of fastballs.
Yep.
Zach Griffin's, he's going to have an easy night now. He's going to put down the one finger, and that's the pitch. He might put down the second one, and it's going to get shaken off. He's like, no, that's fastball.
And
Let's
just
go.
maybe move the glove around a little bit, but that's about it.
That's pretty much it. And another strikeout there for Ryan Cross as Zach Griffin drops that third strike, but fires it over to first base for the first out here in the top of the 7th. Gulls with a 2-0 lead. 1 run in the first inning, 1 run in the 6th inning. That is where we're sitting, and Ryan Cross has been Dyson, as they say. I've got 8 strikeouts, 9 strikeouts. I think I got 9. Because he struck out the side.
Yep, I have 9 as well.
This is down to third base, and Shark is up with it. Great stretch there by Jaden Lamont. That's a skill.
That is, yeah.
To stretch yourself out like that, just to shorten that throw just enough, that is an absolute skill that first basemen have, and I envy them. I absolutely envy them. So am I correct? 9 strikeouts?
9 strikeouts.
There we go. Good
so
guess.
let's just say he's serving up a hot plate right now. He's really serving them tonight, isn't he?
Serving up a hot plate?
Serving up a hot plate.
I don't think I've heard
of
that.
strikeouts.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I've not heard that one before. Did you just make that up?
I pretty much did, yeah.
Okay.
You're going to get that with me every now and then.
Oh,
I like to
that's
just make them up as we go.
That's fine. Ryan Cross is quickly up 0-2 here on the second baseman, Luke LeChance.
Should have said serving up a hot dish. That would have made more sense than plate maybe, but
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
dishing them.
Plate, dish.
Same.
And LeChance lifts this gently out into right field for another base hit here for the Moose Jaw Miller Express, but that'll bring up the center fielder, Michael Speck, who had an absolute perfect kind of a cue ball shot out to right field that just kept going away from Jackson Clement, and that's how he got himself a double there back in the bottom of the 5th or top of the 5th inning. But 2 down here in the top of the 7th inning. The Gulls holding on to that 2-0 lead. Ryan Cross, who started the game, is up to 98 pitches right now, so that might be the end of his rope. We just might have enough in the tank to get 1 more out, and then we might see for the last 2 innings Tyler Hampu, who, well, for the most part, can be lights out when he gets in there. And Cross missing outside with that pitch, 2-0 the count now, and even 100 pitches on the evening for the left-hander.
Okay, before it gets too late, what is our prediction on the crowd?
Oh, right, yeah.
We should probably do that.
Yeah, let's get that going here. I'm going to say 1473.
I was just going to say, I'm going to say 1400.
1400, okay. And Rob comes in with 1452.
All right.
And Warren Rudd always waits until they announce the attendance before he gives his guess.
Yeah, yeah.
So
what was your guess? 1480.
1473. I've got it written down here.
Okay.
Oh, you're writing it down.
Well, I'm
too.
making sure.
Oh, you're making sure.
I'm making sure.
Oh, okay. 3-1 the count now on Michael Speck. And he fouls that out of play over top of our booth here. I'm not sure if Speck gets a base hit or gets on base somehow. That might be the end of the night for Ryan Cross, or they're going to try and let him get out of this 7th inning.
Yeah, Hampu's done warming up now, so
Yeah,
he's waiting.
He's ready to go. And he's got 1 more strikeout up his sleeve.
Why not?
As he ends the inning, no runs on just the 1 base hit. 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning now. Get your 7th inning stretch now, folks. And the Gulls are coming to bat.
Stand up and stretch. It's Wally. I'm up here. If you look up, turn around, look upstairs. I'm in the PA booth with my friend Joe Whitbread and Darren Clark. Got D-Rock playing the tunes all night long. You know Joe's voice. And Joe, it is time, as we do every night, to take us out to the ball game. Folks, we want to hear you.
Here we go. Take me out to the ball game.
Take me out to the crowd.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. Gulls team.
If they don't win, it's a shame.
Everyone, it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out.
At the old
Gulls game, yeah! Mahalo!
Now pitching for the Moose Jaw Miller Express, number 31, Cameron Dunn. Just out of curiosity, how many of you are having a good time at the ballpark tonight?
Bottom of the 7th inning. Michael Polson will lead things off with the Gulls holding on to a 2-0 lead. So here's the question for you.
Oh,
Another
boy.
fun fact about Hawaii. They have a state fish with a name that is very, very long and very, very hard to spell. So I'm going to say the name and I'm going to see if you can spell it. Okay. Okay. So the fish is called a Huma Huma Nuka Nuka Apueo.
Huma huma.
Nuka Nuka Apueo.
Nuka nuka.
And it translates into trigger fish with a snout like a pig. So if you can spell Huma Huma Nuka Nuka Apueo.
I don't even know how to say it.
Yeah.
I can't even repeat it after you. You think I'm going to have to be able to spell that? Huma huma. Naka naka. Naka naka.
Nuka Nuka
Oh, nuka nuka.
Apueo.
Apueo.
Yeah.
Huma huma. So H-U-M-A. H-U-M-A. Huma huma.
You got an extra letter in there. The 2 A's don't belong in there.
Oh.
It's H-U-M-U.
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 Okay.
N-U-K-U. N-U-K-U.
I'm not done yet.
A-P-E-A.
All right. Well, I was going to try.
Well,
but
you're adding too many A's. And there's already enough letters in
I
there.
already failed, so you're just going to spell it out for me. Okay. Sounds good.
Well, I don't want to. It takes a full inning to say the name.
Yeah,
Right
we would be here all night if I tried.
Mike Polson fouls this off into the Moose Jaw bullpen. 2-1 to count now on the Gulls leadoff batter.
Nice grab in the bullpen, and there's the right fielder in Mensick to just chat with the boys in the bullpen. Boys, I thought I had that one. Yeah, Nate Mensick.
Don't catch those.
Yeah, having a good chat with those guys.
So there you go. If you catch that fish, you can tell a long tail and just spell it. And if you can say it, you get to keep the fish, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just making that up. That's grounded down to third. Austin Gurney up with it and across the diamond over to first. And one down for the Gulls here in the bottom of the 7th inning with a 2-0 lead over the Moose Jaw Miller Express. What else do I have to tell you about Hawaii?
Well, I'll tell you right now that this might be the next guy coming in for the Silver Lake Gulls on the mound, Tyler Hampu. He's got an arm, so we'll look forward to seeing that here in Gulls Field in just a few moments. But interesting stuff. Yeah, I didn't even know it was so the fish has a face of a pig.
It has the snout.
The snout of a pig. So
Yeah.
big nostrils.
I guess so. I've never seen one.
Is that what you
so-
call fishes? No, is it call it nostrils for a fish?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So I wonder if that's a bottom feeder fish.
I don't know. You know, I bet you if you Google it and you get some images there.
I can't spell it. So there's my problem, Jim.
If you start with H-U-M-U, it's probably going to come up.
Just automatically Google search. Are you looking for?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Because I'm sure people have Googled that to find out how to spell it and how to say it.
That's hilarious.
There you go.
Try saying that after a few
Mai tais.
Mai tais.
Yeah.
Humu humu nuku nuku apuweo.
There you go. You got it.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right. So, ooh, look at that. It's kind of a cool looking fish.
Yeah.
It's a colorful. It's a pretty fish. The
It
reef,
is, but it's got a nose like a pig.
the reef triggerfish, also
Yeah.
known as the rectangular triggerfish.
There you go. 3-1 to count here to Chase Rodriguez. We got baseball going too, right? Yeah. Okay. We're just having fun. It's Hawaiian night. Why not? If you can't have fun on Hawaiian night, you can't have fun.
It's mostly, it hangs around the reefs in
Okay.
Indo-Pacific. And it's the state fish of Hawaii. Yeah, you're
There you
right.
go.
Okay, cool.
There you go.
All right, I guess back to baseball.
Back to baseball. Full count on Chase Rodriguez. One down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And a strikeout there on Chase Rodriguez. So 2 down here. That will bring up. At first I thought Tyler McWillie, but I see this is Noah Hull.
Yep.
That is going to come in
Pinch
for
hitter.
Tyler McWillie.
Substitution. And he's a good guy to talk to too. And Noah Hall, he's always a pleasure to chat with. It was funny. I think I was coming up to Polson, and I said, Polson, and he says, and then Hall looks at me, am I in trouble? I think he was thinking I was talking to him, and he just thought, am I in trouble or something? Why are you coming over so aggressively?
Yeah,
That's just how
what
I come.
did I do?
That's how apparently that's how I come across. I don't know.
Maybe not.
But
Just drop huma
good guy.
huma 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 nuka nuka apaneo on them.
yeah.
Just see how they react.
Yell at him.
They'll think, what are you talking?
I still can't say it.
Just huma
Huma huma.
nuka nuka
Nuka nuka.
apaneo.
Apple. So see, I'm trying to say it. Yeah, okay. Apple where? See, it's easy. Easy now that I had to hear you say it 100 times.
And I may be, and this is the off chance, I may be mispronouncing that last part, but I don't know. I think if you say it fast enough, people will say, oh yeah, that's that. Oh, that fish, yeah.
Yeah.
2-1 to count here on Noah Hull, the new pitcher. That is number 31, Cameron Dunn. Taking over from Andrew Barger, who did a decent job tonight, keeping these guys off balance. And Hull sends this foul. And he's angry with himself. Yeah, well, that was the pitch I wanted.
Yep. Taking a full circle right around the plate.
That's right. I got one more for you.
Okay.
That each island in Hawaii has its own color and its own flower.
Yep. I knew the flower part, or each island is specifically known for their own thing for sure. I know that Kauai is known for their the gardens there.
Okay.
That's all I know. Just because my parents were there, just not this past winter. But and Maui's one of the bigger islands.
I think it's the green Majestic Isle or the Green Isle.
Yeah, the Green
Isle.
Yeah.
Anyways, a strikeout there by Noah Hull. That brings the inning to a close. So 3 up, 3 down for the Miller Express as they head to the top of the 8th inning, trailing the Sylvan Lake Gulls 2-0. We'll have that at bat after this.
We're upstairs tonight in the Gulls nest. It's Wally Morgan over here on the right. We got Sully Lord over there on the left. And this is one of our favorite things to do in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a special Hawaiian themed edition of the Gulls Dropping. Who wants a little something to take home tonight? Keep your heads up. Oh, they don't fly very well. Oh no. Oh no. Heads up to the tiki torches. All right, we're gonna try. We're gonna try. Hey! Flamingos! 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 We got a little more. It's a special night. It's a special night. We got two left. We got two left over here. Who wants one? Oh, bouncing around. All right, it's a special edition of Gull Droppings. And we hope that you'll join us after the game, folks, for our Pure Orthodontics Kids Run the Bases. Get some close-up photos of these fine-looking jerseys. On sale tonight in the Gulls Gear Store. You don't want to take one home. Special edition. All right. All right, folks. Hey, last call on those Best Energy 50-50 tickets. We're going to make that draw coming up in the next inning, so get them now before it's too late.
So Ryan Cross is done for the night for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. 7 innings pitched. He gave up 0 runs and 3 base hits and had 10 strikeouts. And now we see the 92-mile-an-hour fastball from Tyler Hampu as he starts off the top of the order. Zach Campbell. And Hampu, no easy task here over the next 2 innings. If he stays in for those 2 innings, he's going to face the meat of the order. the 1, 2, 3 batters right now here in the 8th, and then the 4, 5, 6 coming up in the 7th if he goes 3 up, 3 down. So
Yeah, welcome to speed. Boys, that's all I can say for Zach Campbell, Cam Grant, Nate Mensick. Get ready. That 95-mile-per-hour pitch.
0-2.
Wow.
The count on Campbell. So one more thing about Hawaii, one more fun fact.
Okay, I got one just
Okay,
to
you got one
explain
too?
the islands better.
Okay, that's good. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. But did you know you can mail a coconut from Hawaii?
Mail a coconut.
You can mail a coconut from Hawaii.
How good do you think it would be by the time it got here?
I don't know. It's a coconut. I should try it. Oh.
So, do we have to know somebody to mail it down there, or
Yeah,
can
and
we
I
just
don't
go
know if it's like if you hollow it out and you send something in the coconut, or you just send the complete coconut. I don't know the rules and regulations on that.
I
So.
wonder if it's one of those things where you could, go on Amazon or something like that and just order a coconut and please direct ship it to my door. Be great. I plan on making some coconutty drinks.
Well, that would be. What is the coconut?
It's I had it down in Seattle and I'm speechless. Pina colada.
Pina colada. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Gee, and there's pineapple in that one.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Point you know.
Goes good with your pizza.
They make them pretty good down in Seattle. The one place I went, the Crab Pond.
There you go.
If you ever go down to Seattle, that's a place to go.
Full count here on Zach Campbell, and he draws a walk off of Tyler Hampu to lead off the 8th inning. Gulls with a 2-0 lead over Moose Jaw. This will bring up the left fielder. This is Cam Grant, who is 1 for 3 on the night. He had a single back in the 6th inning.
So 3 hits. Oh, sorry, Jim. 3 hits a team here so far in this game.
And a half-hearted swing there at a 91-mile-an-hour fastball by Cam Grant. Nate Menzick is the batter on deck. So it's probably too early to say Merry Christmas in Hawaiian.
Yeah. I hate talking about Christmas or any winter type
so I won't.
things in July.
But you can give us the island
sure.
information
So,
in a minute here. Let's see what Tyler Hampu does here. A 1-1 count here to Cam Grant. And he comes inside with 91. The count 2-1 now.
I'll wait till Cam Grant to see what he does first. And then I'll give you the update once the next batter comes to the plate. But I love the torches. I love the tiki torches.
Tiki torches, yeah.
That are lit up, because that's one thing I noticed about Hawaii. What our resort had is the whole sidewalk is just lit at night by these torches, and every night the staff go and light these things, and it's just really cool.
That is
it's unique.
It's all part of the ambiance of the islands, and I've only been there a couple of times and enjoyed it each time I was there, and it's hard not to feel relaxed when you're just sitting there watching a sunset, having a beverage.
Yeah. And it's probably one of my favorite vacation destinations.
Strikeout there for Tyler Hampu. So give us some island knowledge.
Yeah, so as I said, Kauai was referred to as the Garden Island.
Okay.
Because they're so known for their beautiful gardens. Maui, where I went, the second largest Hawaiian island. It's renowned for its expansive beaches, breathtaking sunsets, and verdant valleys. It's also got the, if you ever did the trip to Hana, that is one cool thing to do there. It's a few hour drive, but you go all the way around the island and you're through the rainforest on a very windy and skinny road.
Okay.
And you see a lot of cool, there's a lot of cool landmarks there. In fact, one of the Beatles, George Harrison's house is off that road.
Oh, cool.
So you pass that and you pass Jaws. Oahu is home to Hawaii's capital city of Honolulu. And then Hawaii Island, the largest island in Hawaii, known as the Big Island.
The Big Island, yeah.
Yeah. Covering the 4 unique climate zones. Travelers can jump from snowy to tropical rainforest and encounter molten lava and mammoth waves somewhere in between. And
Absolutely.
yeah, that's pretty much all 4 islands.
That's right off the fist there of Nate Menzick, who's down 0-2 to Tyler Hampu. We maybe ought to send a copy of this game down to the Chamber of Commerce in Hawaii to say, look at the plug we just gave you guys.
Yeah, we're really selling your destination.
Ship me a pineapple.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to put it on my pizza.
Yeah, that'll be your payment for what we just gave you in advertising.
There you go. That's fouled back against the screen as Menzick stays alive. One down here in the top of the 8th inning. Gulls with that 2-0 lead. A run in the first, a run in the 6th, and this is where we sit right now here in the top of the 8th inning. As opposed to last night where we had 14 runs scored. We've had just the 2 on the night. As Hampu slides one over to first base to keep Zach Campbell a little closer. And now this is a home run hitter. This is the guy leading the league in home runs in Menzick. So I'm not expecting him to bunt, especially with the count 0-2. 93-mile-an-hour fastball misses high and inside.
And some pretty big names coming out of the Moose Jaw Miller Express program. Among the graduates of the Miller Express program include former major leaguer Dax Jones and Scott Richmond.
Okay.
So there you go.
There you go. 2-2 the count now on Menzick. Tyler Hampu usually is pretty good on the strike zone. He's pretty accurate, but he seems to be missing just a little bit here tonight. And on cue, he says, here, I know who's going to miss this. Nate Menzick's going to miss it. That's the second strikeout of the inning for Tyler Hampu, and that'll bring up the catcher, Brian Reyes. So look at those Hawaiian-looking Ks. They must have run out of lays because they have them on the first 7, 6. First 7, they've got the lays, and then they must have run out. That's okay. Hawaiian Night still lives on. The first ever Hawaiian Night in Gulls history.
Yeah.
We could say that. That's out to shallow right field, but Jackson Clement steps in, puts his glove on it, and the side is retired. So no runs on just the 1 base hit. 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Gulls with a 2-0 lead and coming to bat.
Tickets for this body glove and inflatable stand-up paddleboard. All right, and here's the winning ticket. It's a blue and white ticket. The winning number is 4530227. 4530227. If that is your winning ticket, congratulations. You're walking home with this paddleboard here tonight. So come on over to the ticket booth. We'll set it aside for you, and you can pick it up on your way home tonight. We thank everybody for coming to tonight's game. Tonight's official attendance, 1,503. Thank you for joining us here at Gulls Field on a wonderful Friday night. It's Hawaiian night. Here's the ballpark.
For Moose Jaw Miller Express, number 30, Caleb Waller.
So new pitcher on the mound for the Moose Jaw Miller Express, and that is number 30, Caleb Waller, coming in for Cameron Dunn. So Cameron Dunn had a pretty quick night on the mound. Just trying to change things up here as they are only down 2, and they need a solid defensive inning here if Moose Jaw wants to claw their way back into this.
He'll face Jackson Clement, Caden Zeroni, and Jack Sharp are the scheduled batters here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And this is, there's not a big official scientific measurement of that I'm going to quote here, but the Gulls seem to get dangerous in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Yeah,
They scored a lot of runs in the bottom of the 8th inning to
Such a
kind of
good
salt
point.
things away.
Such a good point, and especially in tight games, this is where they've come alive the most. Is like you said, bottom of the 8th inning. Don't know what it is.
Yeah.
If it's something in the air, maybe they just know that if they can just get a few more runs scored, that gives their pitcher. Oh, well, that was quite the changeup. If they can give their pitcher a little bit of some breathing room, maybe that's what drives the motivation to come alive a little bit more. But you're right, Jim. That's a very great prediction or a great statement.
Clement lets this out into right field, and it leaves the park safely. So just a long strike.
Interesting pitches so far. First 2 pitches that we've seen from Caleb Waller, he looks like he just kind of gives up on the throw before he lets it go. Like he winds up and then he very softly puts it in there.
Yeah, he's got a different windup.
It's very different.
And just somewhat similar as far as the starter Andrew Barger. It's been off-speed pitches.
Yeah.
Which kept the Gulls at bay for the most part. So only 3 hits on each side, like you mentioned, and not a barrage, that's for sure. So we see the 9-4. Quit throwing at me. I turn around, all of a sudden his hands coming at my face. It's like,
I'm just trying to
maybe do it towards the diamond.
I'm trying to kind of see what he's doing.
There's another off-speed pitch, 67 miles an hour, and third baseman Austin Gurney could not get to that one.
So I think what Caleb Waller does, it almost looks like his elbow is coming in front of his hand, and then when he releases the ball, his hand's behind his elbow. Like it's like elbow first, and then the hand come through. It's unique.
It's almost like he loads up his arm on the back, kind of like a golfer. You load up on your back foot.
Yeah.
That's kind of what he's doing. He's loading up, and his right foot and his arm is still back there, and then he just pushes off and throws, and whatever works for you, right?
Exactly.
86 mile an hour fastball there.
It's unique. I like it. It's fun to watch different pitchers and different styles. You know, it makes the game interesting how guys throw.
Well, full count here on Jackson Clement as he leads things off here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Gulls with a 2-0 lead over Moose Jaw, and he draws a leadoff walk here. So the Gulls doing what they need to do, getting a base runner here back in the bottom of the 8th inning, and that'll bring up the center fielder Caden Zeroni.
And this is Caden Zeroni's chance for what we talked about before the game.
Oh yeah,
this
right.
is his chance. I'm not gonna say it, but this is his last chance to make me look good right now.
Yeah. We'll see what he does.
Yeah, so far not a very successful night at bat, but he grounds that up to second and over to first, and they get him on the double play. So that's not where you want to hit it. That was almost too easy for Moose Jaw to turn the double play right to the shortstop and Zach Campbell, and he made no mistake. So
that was tailor-made double play ball right there.
Yep.
Shortstop, all he had to do is step on the bag and throw to first.
And that leads up a pinch hitter,
Matty Fung.
Yeah,
who suffered a bit of a hamstring injury and is now back. This is his first at bat in quite some time for the Gulls. And I did talk to him before the game, and he's one of the few guys that has been down to Hawaii, and he loved it there, he said.
He kind of looks like he could, probably do some sweet surfing.
I could see him hanging 10.
I could totally see him hanging.
I've never tried that. I don't know that I'd be able to get out there on the board, for one thing. I would probably collapse before I got out to the first wave.
My brother did it.
And I've had a friend do it on a trip, and he said that was the sorest he's ever been. His shoulders and his arms were killing him.
Was that right?
He said, oh my goodness.
Always wanted to do it.
But I did have a really cool story here. 2-1 to count on Matty Fung here that I'll share with you if I have the time here. With 2 down in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Matty Fung sends this over to Campbell at short. His strong arm, and he fires it over to first base for the out. So Zach Campbell basically handled that inning himself, helping up his pitcher, Caleb Waller. We will head to the top of the 9th inning The Gulls with a 2-0 lead over Moose Jaw. The Miller Express coming to bat.
I just lost it. You know what? We'll fix that. Here's your winning ticket numbers. 100731. 100731. That's your winning ticket. You are taking home your share of $5,065. Half goes in your pocket, the other half of the Gulls Kid Foundation. Your winning ticket number 100731. If that is your ticket, head to the Gulls Gear store to claim your prize.
It's Hawaiian night here at Gulls Field at Pogello Park. Hawaiian night means Hawaiian sliders on sale for a limited time at the concessions. If you haven't had one already, good. Hawaiian sliders are available right now at the concessions. Get them while they last. And don't forget, our after party gets going after the final out. Not only will we have our regular Rub the Bases brought to you by
Orthodontics, fans of all ages can come run the bases and get autographs from their Gulls favorites. But our Hawaiian party includes a limbo contest, hula hooping, and a whole lot of on-field frisbee fun too.
Join us following the ball game to run the bases, get autographs, and join us for a Hawaiian luau following tonight's ball game. Now batting for the Miller Express, number 13, Dawson Tweet.
We are in the top of the 9th inning. Tyler Hampu, who took over from Ryan Cross, who had a strong evening. 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 0 runs, 10 Ks for Ryan Cross.
Yeah, pitching continues to be hot for the Sylvan Lake Gulls this season.
And this is not Austin Gurney. That is Ethan Merck. Nope, not Ethan Merck. That is Dawson Tweet, who played second base last night. Yeah. So he leads things off with a single out to left field for the Miller Express. And this is another pinch hitter, I think, because this does not look like the DH Osborne, does it? This is Luke Shakarik, and he is a big man stepping in. Like he has just had he's got that look like, I will snap this bat.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's intimidating.
It is. And Tyler Hampu is up to the task, though, as he fires a 93-mile-an-hour fastball past the big man here. Luke Shakarik. Hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah, I think so.
0-1 to count. Nobody down here in the top of the 9th. Tyler Hampu in to close things out to get Ryan Cross the win. And the Gulls, of course, the win. So 0-2 the count on the pinch hitter Shakarik.
And you know how, I've noticed how Zach Griffin's got to wait to throw the ball until Shakarik is out of the way because he's such a tall boy that he can't throw over him. He's got to literally wait for him to move.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh my
I think he just tied the game up. And Les Jackson Clement, he runs out of room. And Luke Shakarik has just tied this game up.
Wow.
With a monster moonshot over the right field fence.
They brought in Terminator, basically, for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. This guy, I had a bad feeling seeing him up at the plate. If he got a hold of it, it would not be good news for Sylvan Lake, and that was crushed.
He is a big man. Wow.
What are they feeding him? Wow. Good for him, though. That's awesome. You love to see a game like that. Moose Jaw. It's not over.
No, it's not over. Jackson Clement, I thought he had a beat on it because he got back to the wall and he was still looking up, and then that was the end of that. Shikarik just sent that into the deep dark night. This is the first baseman, Hudson Barrett, who comes in, and that basically has quieted this Hawaiian crowd. And they're actually, it quieted them, but they're still buzzing after what they just saw. And that's grounded down to Mike Polson over at short, which I believe that might be his first ball hit to him. Oh no, the second one. He had a line drive hit to him back in the first inning. So
But he hasn't had to make that throw yet today.
no. Well, we don't often see a ball hit like that off of Tyler Hampton. We don't often see many balls hit off of Tyler Hampton.
No.
He just commands control and he throws so hard, but Luke Shikarik just absolutely demolished that pitch out to right field.
Yeah.
I mean, it was high, but it was far too.
Oh yeah. He's got 33 strikeouts on there, not including the strikeouts that he's got so far tonight. So he's probably around at 35 plus. And you know, he's only allowed about 9 earned runs in all of this season. 24 innings pitched. So
he's up 0-2 here on Luke LaChance, the second baseman.
that goes to show right there that not many guys get home when he's on the mound.
And throws this one in the dirt. Count 1-2 now. One down here in the top of the 9th inning. We are now tied at 2. The Gulls with that 2-0 lead all the way here into the top of the 9th inning when the roof caved in. As Austin Gurney started things off. Oh no, it wasn't Austin Gurney. It was Dawson Tweet that started things off with a single. And then Luke Shikarik launched one deep to right field. And here we sit.
And I was almost wondering, is Jackson Clement, like, did he have a chance to go up on the fence there to make a grab? But I think that was a no-doubter. And it went that one caught Zach Griffin right on the hand.
Yeah, I think
that is Zach Griffin. It might be.
That is Zach Griffin. Yeah. And he is hurt. And Rob Manka is going to come up and have another look. He got him on the hand. And that's what Luke LaChance is saying, that they got him on the hand. And that hurts. I think Matthew Carrata might be getting his gear on. He's in the bullpen, I think, right now, and he's being called over, saying you might be coming in there, buddy.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to. This is not good news. It's not looking good right now for the Sylvan Lake Gulls.
Yeah, Noah Hull's walking over to the bullpen to maybe give Matthew Carrata a little bit of a heads up that you might be called in to do some duty right now. Because Carrata's in the bullpen warming up another pitcher here for the Gulls.
Yeah.
Not sure who that is over there. But meanwhile, Rob Banka is tending to the Gulls catcher, Zach Griffin, who had a couple of nights here. Look, he's looking at his left hand.
Yeah, that's not good.
Maybe the back of his left hand.
Caught him cleanly.
Yeah, that's,
he's in a lot of pain. You can tell him he's wincing quite a bit. So
every time Rob touches it, okay, does that hurt? Does that hurt?
That might not be good news. And so yeah, they're going to get a substitution in here, and maybe it will be Matthew Carrata. So
because I don't know if Ben Prediger, he suffered a foot injury and then had a little issue with that foot injury. So Zach Griffin is going to come out of the game right now. And he's not happy about that. He fires his mask in there. And Matthew Carrata is just going to come straight out of the bullpen and right into the game. So I guess maybe like a pitcher, they're going to give Carrata a few pitches to get himself acquainted and warmed up. So him and Tyler Hampton are going to have a little conversation here. And full count here on Luke LaChance.
yeah.
LaChance. I always want to say LaChance. I'm sorry.
Well, that's okay. And the bullpen for Moose Jaw looking, well, just as chill as ever, as it showed it there earlier. And yeah, they're going to give a few throws down to Karada to warm him up a little bit.
Yeah, especially when you got the guy on the mound that throws in the 90s.
Yeah.
So he's taking it easy on the warm-ups. He's only throwing the mid-80s.
Now, I know that Zach Griffin was catching, but I saw number 12 on the back of that jersey that went to the bullpen, or that went down back to the dugout. And that's Ben Prediger's number.
Yeah, I don't think that was Prediger in the game.
But I don't think that was Prediger in the game, but it looked like it was a 1-2 on the back of the jersey. So unless maybe Griffin was using Prediger's jersey number because they didn't make his number in these jerseys, I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll have to find out. But I swear that I saw 1-2 on the back of his jersey, and it didn't look like it was Zach Griffin's number. So regardless, that is not good news.
No.
He's still hunched down in the bullpen. Or in the dugout, sorry.
Full count here on LaChance. And he draws a walk, so the Miller Express are not done yet. As they now have a base runner with just the one out here in the top of the ninth. They have tied it up with a moonshot by Luke Shakarik with a base runner on. And Matt Hape is going to come out and have a little chat now with Tyler Hampu. And might this be the end for Tyler Hampu for the evening? We're not sure.
Well, I'll tell you right now, it's number 39, Jared Arnold, warming up there in the bullpen for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. So just maybe he will be making a entrance.
Yeah, he's warming up for a reason. And the reason might be to pitch in the 10th inning. We might be looking at an extra inning night here.
We might be.
But we'll see. The Gulls still have to come to bat.
Yeah, so, and they still got a little inning to get out of here, too, at the top of the ninth. So,
in fact, the coming to bat will be Jaden Lamont. Well, not Zach Griffin.
Nope.
It'll probably be Matthew Karada. And then Ethan He are the three scheduled batters.
The batter, number 7, Michael Speck.
This is Michael Speck stepping in to face Tyler Hampu. The on-deck batter is the shortstop, Zach Campbell. Base runner over at first is the chance, and he's going to take off to second as that ball gets away from Karada. He fires it down to second, but the base runner is safe. So now they have a runner in scoring position to take the lead if they can. An interesting evening between these two teams. Not a whole lot happening really in the previous 8 innings, and then we get to the 9th and all this fireworks explodes here. Base hits and home runs and players injured and stolen bases. This is the WCBL.
Yeah, no doubt. It's been 2 great nights of baseball in a row for both these teams, and it makes it a very exciting finish in both games. It's just you just never know what's going to happen. Again, another night of baseball where we've almost seen it all.
That's grounded down to third, and Matty Fung is over at third base now. I just noticed that. And he makes the play to get the runner over at first base, but LaChance makes his way down to third. But 2 down here in the top of the 9th inning. The Gulls trying to keep this deadlocked at 2 after taking a 2-0 lead into the 9th inning, only to see it erased by one swing by a very large man named Luke Shakarik. This is the top of the order. The shortstop, Zach Campbell, who walked the last time up in the 8th inning and basically is 0 for 3 on the night. Tyler Hampu starts him off with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball that gets a rise out of the crowd. They like seeing that number come up on the board. And just hearing the glove pop, too. is fouled out of play and into the bullpen. 0-2 the count now. So Tyler Hampu looking to close the door on the Miller Express before the damage continues.
Yeah, this is a huge pitch for Hampu. This is big for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. They need this one. Otherwise, pressure's on going to bat.
And Hampu delivers a ball low. 1-2 now. Cam Grant, the left fielder, is the on-deck batter for the Moose Jaw Miller Express.
And Zach Campbell, at least if you're Sylvan Lake Gulls, you're pretty lucky that he's haven't had a very successful night so far.
That's grounded back to Hampu. Comes off the mound, off his glove, fires it over to first, and Jaden Lamont makes it. Oh, that's Chase Rodriguez over. Okay, they've switched positions on us.
Yep.
My goodness, why didn't they tell us? But anyways, Chase Rodriguez is over at first base now. He makes an outstanding play to record the out as Tyler Hampu knocked it down with his glove and then fired a fastball, probably 93 miles an hour, over to Chase Rodriguez from not 60 feet 6 inches. That's for sure. So the end of the top of 9, the Moose Jaw Miller Express do the damage with 2 runs on a couple of base hits. They leave 1 man on base. Bottom of the 9th coming up.
And while we have a moment, Wally, I'd like to send a special thank you and shout out to everyone behind the scenes. They were here all day decorating the park. They got ready for Hawaiian night.
There's lots that goes into something like this. I want you to help me congratulate the Gulls event team and employee group. Thank you for making it a fun night at the ballpark. We sincerely
hope that you enjoy Hawaiian night. Remember, it's not over yet. You can stick around after the ball game. And I haven't checked our supply yet, but those Hawaiian jerseys were going off the rack fast. So if you'd like to grab one of those special team jerseys, tonight's the night. Grab them while they last and stick around for hula hoop and Hawaiian fun, including a limbo contest and great music following tonight's ball game and a chance to run the bases with your Sylvan Lake Gulls.
We are in the bottom of the 9th inning here at Gulls Field at Pagato Park on Hawaiian night here at Gulls Field. And
Pinch hitter.
This is a pinch hitter.
Sam Stem.
He's pinch hitting for Jaden Lamont, who was removed from the game earlier because Chase Rodriguez was over at first base. And Stem fires this, and it's going to be a race to first base, but Hudson Barrett wins that race and beats Sam Stem and steps on the bag to get the first out. This is Matthew Carrata now stepping in for Luke Griffin, who got a ball off the back of his left hand, his catching hand, and that removed him from the game because he was in an awful lot of pain over there and probably still is feeling the effects of that.
Well, that pitch had so much power behind it that it literally took the glove right off his hand, I think, is what I saw, unless he quickly grabbed it and took it off because it hurt so bad. But I thought maybe the glove fell off his hand right after the ball hit it.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how that play transpired. We don't have the benefit of a replay. So 2-0 the count here. New pitcher for the Moose Jaw Miller Express, Caleb Weller.
Caleb Waller was the last pitcher. This is Reese Helland.
Oh, this is
He's
Reese
filling
Helland. Yeah,
in
I've
for
got
Caleb Waller. Yeah.
I got all my notes down here and I looked at the wrong note.
No worries. So Reese Helland coming in, relief, and just as much as Sylvan Lake's, throwing some new players into this game, so are Moose Jaw.
I believe the man who put us into this situation, Shinkarik, is on the DH. Yeah, he took over from Joe Osborne as DH, so he's not a position player. He's the DH tonight. And that's fouled out of play. 2-2 the count. Well, the Gulls are in need of some base runners here in the bottom of the 9th inning. If not, we're headed for extra innings here at Gulls Field. It's been a while since we've had an extra inning game.
It has, yeah.
Corrado fouls that back up against the screen.
But overall, it's been a good game, and it's been pretty quick too. I mean, we were here in the bottom of the 9th, and we're just over 2.5 hours from the first pitch.
Yeah.
So
I guess we can afford an extra.
we can
inning,
afford
right?
it if we need it.
Cutting into my beauty sleep. They check down at first base, and Rick Burns, the umpire down at first baseline, says, nope, he did not go around, so a full count. So a pitch away from maybe getting a base runner here for Ethan He. I've got to double check to make sure that, well, I see that, and there it is. Matthew Corrada, an excellent job by Zach Campbell to knock that down, but even if he had got to it, he wasn't going to be able to make the play because Corrada's got some good wheels there. So a base runner there, and I know this was Ethan He because I can see the tape on that helmet after his helmet broke a couple of games ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then Rob Manka did some surgery on the helmet and repaired it. So he does everything.
He sure does.
Fix people and fix equipment too.
A man of all trades.
There you go. Ethan He, who gave the last pitch that he saw a ride out to left field, but no such luck. It stayed in the park as Cam Grant got underneath it and made the out. But right now, with one down, I'm not sure if the Gulls are going to try and bunt Matthew Corrada into scoring position. Or they're just going to watch and see what happens with the pitcher because he might put them on himself.
It's going to depend too if who's at bat, and if Ethan He is comfortable with bunting and if he's a decent bunter. You wouldn't bunt him if he didn't have the confidence.
And Helen takes a little something off of that one, but misses. 3-0 the count now, so a walk will move him into scoring position.
Yeah, and I bet you Ethan He's going to see this all the way and make him have to throw one down the middle.
Oh yeah, he's not swinging on this one. Oh, he thought that missed. He dropped his bat and took a couple of steps towards first base, and umpire Matt Beaudry said, nope.
Yeah, Jason
Not
Chatwood,
so fast.
Jason Chatwood over at third. He wasn't happy with that call either. He took his helmet off and gave it a little smack. And
Coach Chatwood is he wears his emotions on his sleeve, that's for sure. And he fouls that back now, full count after being up 3-0. They're now at a full count against Ethan He. Mike Polson is the on-deck batter. But they need to get a runner into scoring position, or we're headed for the 10th inning. And Corrada takes off, and he fouls that back. So a hit and run on for the Gulls.
both Corrada and Ethan He looking over to Chatwood, getting the call at third base, giving him some signs. It's a lot of sign language. I mean, that's got to take a while to learn all that, isn't it?
Absolutely. And Corrado takes off for second again. Gets his sliding practice in. But Ethan He draws the walk. So 2 base runners, but the important part of the equation here is not the fact that they have 2 base runners, it's the fact that they have a base runner in scoring position, which is all they need right now with just 1 out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Mike Polson coming to bat with the very dangerous Chase Rodriguez in the on-deck circle. A little meeting on the mound here between Reese Helland and Brian Reyes. They have their instructions. See what they're going to do here.
No, it could honestly just take a ball down any baseline that could easily score. And it's got to make its way to obviously outfield. If the third baseman who coming in to substitute for Moose Jaw, Luke LaChance, if he can get over and stop that from going to the outfield, then you won't have to worry about Matthew Corrada getting home. However, if that sneaks to the outfield, it's a good chance Corrada could make his way.
I believe he could.
He's got the wheels for it.
And here's the other option, a pass ball. We put Corrado over to third base, and then that means any ball hit to the deep to the outfield,
yeah,
he's going to tag and likely score.
Looks good, yeah.
So there's options here. But Reese Helland has other ideas. 1-1 the count on Mike Polson, who can be the hero here tonight with a base hit that could score Corrado from second base. And I'm pretty sure Coach Chatwood's going to keep an eye on where that ball goes, how deep it goes, and gauge whether Corrado can get there. 1-2 the count now on Polson. We've got a base hit back in the first inning and has been 0 for 3 the rest of the night. And that hits him. He'll just run down to first base. Well, now, with 1 out, and a guy who can hit the ball hard,
yep,
is coming to the plate in the form of Chase Rodriguez. So this couldn't set up any better for the Sylvan Lake Gulls to cash this in. Chase Rodriguez is probably going to narrow his focus here, look for any pitch that he can drive to the outfield, and all it has to do is be deep. It doesn't have to land fair, it just has to be deep.
He did send a messenger over to the bullpen. I don't know if, at this point, if anything happens next and it's a ball in play, I don't think you're going to change out your pitch. You can't change out your pitch. The game would be over.
Oh, and Rodriguez was loading up, ready to give that a rip. Like I said, it doesn't have to leave the park. It just has to leave the infield and be deep enough for Matthew Corrada to tag up. And I'm sure Coach Chatwood is saying, you don't go until I tell you to go when you tag up, because they don't want any kind of, let's check over at third to see if he left early.
Yeah, and that would be a big error at a crucial time in the game, right? So you got to make sure if you're going to tag up, you got to make sure you're not leaving too soon.
1-1 the count on Chase Rodriguez. And he fouls that off. 1-2 now. The count. Noah Hull is the batter on deck, but he's probably thinking, you know what, I'll be okay if I don't have to hit.
But he also would be fine because he is the guy that was the last guy to hit a walk-off homer here in Sylvan Lake.
That's right, he did.
He was the guy that.
But if he gets
won things.
Well, yeah, I guess if he gets the bat. 1 down here. And Rodriguez stays alive by fouling that off. And off-speed pitch. He was looking fastball, and he got an off-speed pitch, and he got just enough of a bat on it to stay alive. 1-2 the count on Chase Rodriguez.
I wonder how Hector and Pamela are feeling right now if they're at home watching this game. I bet
they're not
Hector's
sitting
on the edge of his seat right now.
Yeah, if he's sitting at all, yeah. And he fouls that off to stay alive. So a good at bat here for Chase Rodriguez, as he's got the Gulls' hopes riding on his shoulders right now to end this game here in regulation. And a good job right now by Reese Helland, the Moose Jaw pitcher, to keep finding the strike zone. And right now, every pitch is close enough to swing at. And a big strikeout there by Reese Helland. to get Chase Rodriguez to chase her. That'll bring up Noah Hall, who's pushing up his sleeves going, yeah, okay.
Yeah, the crowd gets real loud for him too. He's shaking his head. He knows what he needs to do here. This is an important at-bat, and he's ready for it. I think he's excited for this opportunity. He loves these kind of situations. They can just tell the body language. It's like, all right, bring it on.
It has to be a base hit.
It has to be a base hit, though. Yeah, you're at that point now. You gotta keep it fair.
Or a walk.
That's true.
There you go. Or a pass ball. And the first pitch from Helen is on the corner for a strike. Well, things have gotten interesting here in the ninth inning. The plot thickens. And a base hit by Noah Hall, and he walks it off again. And the Gulls dugout empties, and they're going to try and catch Noah Hall. And he's quite happy to be caught by his teammates as he just drills that right back up the middle. The first pitch he sees, the second pitch I should say, that he sees, and his teammates are absolutely mobbing him. There goes the Hawaiian jersey once again. So Noah Hall with a flair for the dramatic as he walks it off for the win. Well, what can you say? These two teams have been very entertaining.
That just goes to show what he likes to do. And like I said, he has no problem being put in that situation. He just loves it. And I bet the boys are pumped. He's pumped. And a big, big win here over Moose Jaw. 2 straight games now against the Miller Express. Not easy games by any means. And you got to give credit to Moose Jaw. They really battled back and they made things super interesting. You know, the pitcher Reese Helen came in and he had a very good chance at bringing it to extra innings. But we'll hand it down to Field Level with our in-game host Jared Waldo standing by with our player of the game.
It's time for your Snap Fitness player of the game as selected by Jim Claggett and Cale Clark of Home Team Live. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's starting pitcher, Mr. Ryan Cross. No two ways about it. That's another big win for you guys. Just talk about the win.
Yeah, that was a great win. I thought it was a great team win. We scrapped a couple early, playing a little small ball, but we were able to bounce back there in the ninth inning with a big hit.
And yourself, you got a lot of Ks up there tonight. Just talk about how you were feeling and how the arm is.
Yeah, feeling good. I mean, the off speed felt really good today. Thought I was able to throw my breaking stuff for a strike, which was always good. I was able to attack well, so yeah, it felt good today.
And 2 big wins here at home against a really good Moose Jaw team. Just talk about what that does for your team's confidence when you get a team like this coming in and you're able to take 2 wins.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, we had 2 really hard-fought games last 2 days, and they're a good team. I fully expect them to do well at the end of the season. So I think it's good for our confidence. Some of us have an off day tomorrow, and then we have Okotoks again Sunday, so we're ready for that.
Yeah, big weekend. Now, one final question. What do you think of the Threads?
I think they're good for one game, but they're cool.
He's a traditionalist, folks. Your player of the game, Ryan Cross. Ryan, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, there you go, Ryan Cross, the Snap Fitness player of the game. You heard Jared Waldo ask him, what do you think of the New Jersey? Yeah, they're good for one game. So, not a fan. He probably doesn't like pineapple on his pizza either, I'm sure. So, but an absolutely entertaining game once again. And the Moose Jaw Miller Express, full credit to them. They hung in there, and you know, what more can you say? I mean, and player of the game easily could have been Noah Hull for the walk-off single, but Ryan Cross, 7 innings, 10 Ks, didn't give up a run, 3 hits. Pretty good evening.
Yeah, absolutely. The pitching just continues to be the storyline for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. I mean, I feel like we're a broken record every day when we come in and we say player of the game is another pitcher, player of the game is another pitcher. But these guys are deserving these player of the games. They're just throwing lights out. They're, you know, dicing them, as we would say, and they're earning their wins. They're the reason why Sylvan Lake has a chance every single game here at home or on the road to come away with the W. And I think that partially is why Sylvan Lake has been so successful this season, is they're getting defense. And if you can focus on defense first, then the offense builds off of it.
Yeah, and kudos to the offensive side of things. Very patient. Only 4 hits on the evening for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, and the big one was the one that won the game. Walked it off by Noah Hall, and all around, like Ryan said, a great team win.
Absolutely, and second time that Noah Hall has had a walk-off hit to give the Gulls the win and the victory of the night. And the Sylvan Lake Gulls, well, they're going to need this good play going, because they, after the All-Star break on Saturday, they'll return here home at Gulls Field on Sunday, where they take on the Okotoks Dogs, top team in the league, at 2 o'clock. We'll have the game right here on Home Team Live if you can't make it, but we hope you can, because Jim Clegg and myself always love to see fans and bring them up here. So even if you do come to a game, you never know, you might be standing here one time.
Might take my job, my Hawaiian shirt.
Might take his job, you might take my job, who knows. But anyways, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for watching tonight, and we wish you a great night. For Jim Clegg and myself, Cale Clark, the whole broadcast crew at hnlive.ca. It's been a pleasure with another bird's eye view on this one. Have a good night.
Mahalo.